welcome to session 37 of Adventures in Aanthara. We back! So things are happening. The Twilight Heralds are in Olea trying to find out what path they will take next. Still only in the hours really following the events of what was last night. The attack on the Consortium, the kidnapping of Hugo Fournoir, Eclipse's dad, and the resulting chaos. The party has been attempting to track down clues, answers, and have recently begun uncovering some potential threads, including the name of a student of the Academy, Cyrus Nichols, whose magic was identified at the scene of the kidnapping by Remy, Halia's character's mother, Lorelei, an arcanist from the Academy also. So that is a thread. Eadwin made some contact with various people throughout the Scarlet Swords and believes there may be a thread there. And the group in general is on the hunt. And where we last left off, most of the party was saying goodbye to Remy, who has work to do in business and is not so much cut out for the fighting and adventuring life. Meanwhile, Eadwin was working on some potential weapons and or armor with a armorer of the Scarlet Swords. So, we will pick up there and then potentially reconvene with everybody. So Eadwin, after several hours of quite intense, grueling, sweaty work, you and Kurz, this Dragonborn armorer, have finished a few different pieces, which I've talked with you about. One of which is a whip-like weapon made from the tentacles of the Displacer Beast you all killed, and another of which is a Kruthic Claw ringed throwing weapon of some kind. So both of those are now complete, and after the last wipe of a cloth covered in some kind of oil along the blade of the chakram, Kurz sits back, takes a deep breath.
Not bad work, all things considered.
Did the best with what we had.
I appreciate your assistance for someone who has not done this much. Decent work. You could perhaps retire in this kind of business if...
Well, if I survive that long, I'll consider it.
Do you need anything else from me?
I don't think so. No. I think I've just got about everything that I can.
Alright, and the armor and the shield as well. Don't forget
Yes.
those. If you are back, or you are staying for a while, feel free to drop by. Could use helpful hand if you get bored of whatever you are doing.
Unfortunately, I don't think boredom is quite on the list of to-dos at the moment. But, should it become more prevalent, we'll see if I can stop by.
This is not necessarily my business. Although I am of the swords, I usually stay here, but you are working on, or somehow connected to the attack from last night, is that correct?
That is correct, yes. The information is unfortunately a bit on a need-to-know basis.
I understand. Good luck. It seems like potentially dangerous business, though what is not in our line?
That is indeed correct.
He kind of, as he's been talking, has been wrapping the weapons in cloths, sets them on the shield and the armor that he previously showed you. Kind of nods.
If the atmosphere around here changes with the swords, it seems like the directive may shift. Try and still with your gut. Things feel weird lately.
I try to stay as far from the political side of what we do as possible, but
In case it finds its way to you.
Roll a persuasion check.
Ooh, boy.
Or an intimidation check if you feel like that's what you're doing, but I would...
No, it's more persuasion, I think.
Okay. Roll a persuasion check.
10. Catastrophic failure.
Nah.
I will, well, I usually stick to my gut regardless, but your words are noted.
Right. Time to go find these chuckle fucks.
Okay. Hold up. Where are you actually going to go? Because you don't
That's
know
a
where
fucking
they are.
amazing question. I don't know where anybody is. So...
Nope.
Can I do the process of elimination work to determine where the group probably would be? No. So... Where did they say they were going? They said they were going somewhere, but I don't know if that's where they ended up.
I believe that when you split, it was said that Remy was taking the group up to her lab for her to look for clues on those magical signatures.
Mm-hmm.
Someone can correct me if I'm wrong on that, but I believe that
correct,
was said.
because he asked me to go with him, but I went with Remy because I wanted
Yeah.
to know what was going on.
Yep. So you do know where they were headed. This was
Okay.
a few hours ago.
Then I reckon I'll be headed for the tower.
Okay. Rest of the
Okay.
group. You have exited Remy's after saying goodbyes, heartfelt and otherwise, and acquiring a small potted plant,
That's right,
forgot
we have
we did
Edgeworth.
that.
which Eclipse
Jesus.
you are holding currently.
Oh no! We have responsibilities now, guys.
I've always had responsibilities. What do you mean? This is normal. Yeah, I guess because she gave us like a sling to have it on, right? So
Yeah, it's like those pots that have the nets on them that hold them
Yeah,
up
yeah,
onto
yeah.
hooks. It's kind of that situation, but in a place
So-
where it can clasp onto a belt.
yeah, so I'll kind of do the same thing that
One
she
of those
had.
macrame plant hanger things.
Yeah.
Kind
Is
of.
there a thing that we can cast on the glass, make it unbreakable? I feel like there's a thing.
Well, I'm not gonna run into battle with it. Like, I'm not a psychopath. it's, it's not staying on me, but for right now it is.
Anytime we get into battle, she just takes it and fucking just chucks it.
Yeah.
I
He's
don't
the
think that's
first line of
exactly
defense.
safe either.
He's the first line of defense. He'll
Yeah.
protect us.
Exactly. He is powerful.
He is. He will sass the hell out of the enemy. Yeah, I'll just strap it to my belt the same way that Remy had it initially. Just kind of leave it there
Okay.
for now.
It's
'Cause
like
I'm
a
assuming it's
like a plant. Like it's
It's
like a
like-
yeah.
Yeah,
it's
it's
like
like a
this
yeah, it's like a
fishbowl
bowl.
sized bowl
don't
with a
care.
shrub up top that's like, yeah,
it's just not gonna stand out as much because I am big.
It's like a gallon of
It's
plants.
just gonna be,
pretty much.
It's just gonna be there. Don't worry about it.
All right. And what do you guys want to do?
Do we find each other, or is
It
this?
depends on where they're going.
I guess we'll head down because I don't think we're gonna find them here.
we need to find Cyrus, but
Saint Nicholas.
what did Rylas say? Did Rylas say to hang tight till tomorrow? That's the one thing I didn't write down.
Yeah.
Yes, he did.
Okay. Well, we've got a day. Yasnip, what time is it?
It's
It is 1:50.
it's 1:50.
It's lunchtime.
Well, if it's lunchtime, we could check if he's in the cafeteria. But
Ooh.
he's not really a student here anymore, so I don't know if he'll be here.
Was he
Also,
not a student? I thought he was still enrolled.
Is he?
I thought he was still actively a student, but I also am wondering if we should check by the administration building and confirm that and see if there's anyone that he may know or any family members that he may be linked to. I could go in under the guise of having an important message to give him and convince them to
We gotta go to registration.
No!
I'd say that his mother is very concerned.
something
Could
like that. I don't know.
definitely do that. If we need, I can also mention if he had any research on our end that we need to have returned. Because people do check out stuff from us.
Yeah, I guess I was hoping more for like information about if he was still enrolled, if we could get his schedule or like just so we could track down where he went, like where he might be and intercept him. I just don't want him to know that we're onto him if he was involved.
And I trust that you will find exactly how to word that.
Is it worth informing the Ivory Guard? Actually, was the Ivory Guard person in there when we did this?
No.
For the name?
Yeah, they were.
Oh, they were. Yeah.
when
They know.
Also, right?
when the magic, when Remy's mom Lorelai was testing the magic.
They were. Well, they came with us to Remy's.
Yeah,
right?
there was the one investigator that came with us.
Yes.
We got
Yes.
a name.
They got the name.
Inspector Kovac came with you because she wanted to know what Remy could uncover, and she got the name. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, the
So
Ivory
they
Guard
are-
also has the name, so they're probably also on the lookout as well.
Then yeah, I'm sure it's not going to be long before he realizes, because I don't think they're very subtle. But we'll find out. I like Faye's idea. Let's try that for right now. It'll at least confirm if we need to waste our time here, or if we need to look somewhere else for him.
He has teachers, right? If he was student here.
Right, and that would tell us as well. So.
We could talk to teachers if he's not here. Maybe find out who his friends were.
Yeah.
If he had friends, or if he was a loner. Sometimes I feel like those that don't know very many people that are preyed upon by shady types like those.
To registration then.
Okay.
Just to start.
You guys want to find like an administrative section of the academy.
Yep. Yeah.
Okay.
Do we have
All right.
to? I thought I was done with this.
We're going to college.
No,
Let's
I
go.
just left.
At least we're not looking for financial aid.
Oh my gosh.
I was in the basement.
Does he have student
Yep.
loans? Yeah, I need to know.
How screwed is this kid?
Uh-huh. Okay.
It's interest rate.
Qualify for.
Gosh.
Eclipse, you know the general layout of at least the major sections of the academy.
Mhm.
Obviously, you know the consortium much better, but given how closely they work together and how close they are physically together, and walking around here with Remy and things like that growing up,
Mhm.
you know it pretty decently well, at least the major areas. So you're able to guide them that direction. Just for the heck of it, Aedwin, roll a D100.
Is this, hey, can I find my friends?
This is
Maybe.
What are the odds of you bumping into your friend on a university campus?
God, for
How
me,
big is the
it's
campus?
at least.
We stand out. I mean,
Yeah, it's
That'll be
That's
a
fair.
36, Matthew.
36. Okay.
Take
I
you
got
3
it.
days to
I
find
got
the
the bugs. I got the bugs.
Yeah!
Let's go!
Go!
Victory.
I like booped him against the thing.
Hell.
In-game phase just.
Yeah. I'm like,
Yeah,
"Are you
yeah,
good?" I'm just holding on to Edgeworth closer. Like, what? Dude,
Yeah.
Show the
show
bug.
some you.
Why would you do that?
Is it another eyeball?
Oh no, no.
You, Eclipse, know that the administrative section of the building is on the ground floor all the way to the bottom. So you guys winged boots your way down, and then there's a couple courtyards to get through to this building. And as 50% luck would have it, even versus odds,
Hey, let's go.
as you're walking the path, once you reach the bottom towards one of these other buildings where you know the administrative section is, you all see Aegwin at the winged boot kiosk, if you will,
I have
about
a
to get
massive
some.
bag over my shoulder of stuff.
A little early for the season, isn't it?
How convenient. We're
It's
also
July.
looking for some
I
of these
mean-
nickels.
That's what I'm saying. But I guess it's the season somewhere in the world. What's that?
Stuff. And I take the bag out and just drop it.
Ah! Does it echo
Okay.
obnoxiously in this very quiet place?
Like,
No, most of it has been wrapped up in like thick cloth, and you can't even tell what it is, what any of the items are, as he drops it.
I just. Okay. Cool.
Go ahead and open it up.
Okay.
And I take out the armor. And I just look to Eclipse.
What is that?
It's
You
very
wanna-
shiny.
It is very shiny. It's made out of mithril. And I shake it, and it's
Huh.
super quiet.
What is that?
It is good things for us.
Okay.
You're not going to be as loud moving around in that stuff.
Sweet. How much did that cost us?
Absolutely fucking nothing. Because we're sponsored by the Scarlet Swords now. So we own this.
we are sponsored?
Right. Right. Yeah, that was where we got the other.
Yes, I just
Stuff.
don't understand what sponsor is.
So it's. So you know how I went out and did a thing because my family asked me to, and they gave me stuff to go do that thing?
Yes.
It's kind of like that. We're doing a thing, they're helping us, so they're giving us stuff to go do the thing properly. Like we did with Clerk. We gave him money, he works for us, we make him do the thing. It's great.
Clerk is sponsored by us.
Correct.
Oh, okay.
It's kind of like that.
I'm going to get a patch. Just to put it right there.
Yeah.
That temporary one. It's
Yeah.
long
Put it
gone.
away.
Poor thing. But yeah, it's like that. So this I have to give this back?
No.
Okay.
Yeah, we've got this stuff.
If it comes to that point, it's fine. I'll just keep what I have too. Cool. We need to, and I get a little quieter. We need to go to registration.
Wait, which one of you is going to fucking
No.
you?
We thought it was you.
Yeah.
I'm going to. Well, I mean, I've never been
You
able to
didn't-
afford going to uni before.
You didn't
We've
want
been on the grounds for too long. We may have been noticed at this point.
Yeah.
If you enroll,
So yeah.
I mean, no.
What do you mean? It's a great idea.
Things exist in the world that need to be stabbed, and until those things get stabbed, I can't go to uni until that job is done.
What do they teach at the schools? They don't teach you that.
Well, they teach you what he's going to go stab to a certain degree, but I mean that literal degree. Anyways, we should go. Then I kind of will walk and talk, I guess, at this point.
Yeah.
As we're walking and talking, I'm gonna go up to Yasnip. Yasnip,
Mhm.
I was just wondering, and I'll try and like walk a little slower so we're a little further back so the others don't hear us as much. I contacted my family, and with all that has happened, I was just wanting to offer if you wanted to contact yours.
I had been thinking about it, but when I left, I kind of left stuff open. But I might be asking soon.
Okay. I just
For now-
figured I would offer.
I think for now it's best that they don't know much.
Okay.
Well, thank you.
Anytime.
All right. And you guys walk. Aedwin, have
Yeah.
you gathered back up the rest of the pack?
Mhm.
All right. You guys follow Eclipse through a couple more buildings until finally you reach what gives immediately the vibe of an administrative building on a large university campus. It's got a bunch of cubicles that you are sure the people who work in are either interns or students or don't love their jobs. But at one kind of larger dark wood desk in the center, you see what appears to be like a main clerk or secretary of some kind. Old halfling man on a very high chair that raises him up high enough to reach the top of the desk. Wispy white hair, a face that's riddled with freckles and sunspots, light blue eyes behind half-moon spectacles, and dressed in like a three-piece suit that looks very clerkish, with a pocket watch in it on a chain, and then a long gray cloak over top, and a little placard that says Bingley Webster.
Bingley?
Bingley Webster.
Mm-hmm.
So
Bing.
no,
Great.
we're not doing this again.
Fantastic. Once we
I
get
love it.
close enough, I'm gonna let Faye go first and let her do the talking.
Okay.
Um,
Kind of
on the way up,
yeah.
on the way up, on our way into the building, I'm just gonna confer with everybody. Like, are we going for mostly the truth, or are we going for what we think might get us the most information?
I think the information route is probably the best way to go.
Yeah, I don't think lying to them is going to be very successful, because regardless, they are going to try to keep that information as, private as possible, as is their job.
Yeah, but we've
So-
technically been deputized by like the Ivory God, right?
Yeah,
Not
that's
wrong.
not
Like-
entirely incorrect.
I feel like more
Yeah.
like by Rylus than anything, but
Well,
Better than
to be
the
fair,
Ivory God.
We've
And
got
the
the
Shaded
Ivory
Wind.
Guard, we've got the Shaded Wind, and we've got the Scarlet Swords. All three of these people are basically having us do shit for them at this point.
and if the inspector investigator hasn't already been by to ask, then
I just imagine that all of us have like 3 stickers of junior detective badges on us.
mine's on my
Just
forehead
like-
upside down, and I don't care.
Yeah.
I put mine on the fishbowl. Edgeworth is the inspector.
Yeah.
We could just openly state that we are looking to speak with a student in particular and not give very many details.
Yeah, I think that's a wise choice for now. If they want us to elaborate, then we'll cross that bridge when we get there.
Okay.
But I trust you.
Yeah.
I will
Alright.
go your presence.
Right. I will approach the auspicious Mr. Webster.
All right.
I'm
As you
I'm gonna cast a guidance on her while she's
okay, as you
Because I can't
get
inspire myself.
close enough as a group to be clearly drawing the attention of intent, You see the halfling man look up, put down a quill in its little ink well, pull down his spectacles a little bit. Oh, hello. Is there something I can help you with?
Hello, Mr. Webster. We are seeking to inquire on behalf of the Ivory Guard whether or not a specific person is enrolled here as a student. We know that they had been enrolled in the past. However, we are seeking whether or not they are currently enrolled.
You said on behalf of the Ivory Guard?
Yes.
Begging your pardon, but you don't look like Ivory Guard.
What do you think Ivory Guard look like?
Well, usually white cloaks. Ivory and armor, usually. I suppose some of you have armor, but the white cloaks are missing.
Have you never heard of anyone working undercover?
His eye... Roll a deception check.
Is it really deception?
You do have guidance.
I mean,
That's a good fucking question, though.
I mean, how undercover are we if we're?
I'm gonna
the
use the
colorful people
guidance.
We are.
Okay.
Oh,
We look like a bunch of fucking ragtag mercenaries.
how
really.
undercover are we if we're going around saying, "Hey, we're with the Ivory Guard and we need
We're
to ask the
undercover."
people some questions"?
It's a 22.
Said it pretty
Wow.
good.
Okay. You see his eyes get big. Initially in like a, oh boy, what have I stepped into way? And then kind of like a quick look around like he's,
Now he's in on it.
yeah, now he's in on it kind of thing. And he kind of leans forward a little bit and matches your volume. Right. My apologies. You said a student.
Yes. We know he was once a student. We're just trying to confirm whether or not he still is.
All right. Do you have a name?
Cyrus Nichols.
Cyrus Nichols. Do you know an emphasis or a department or anything like that?
Dunamancy.
All right, that could be helpful. Okay. And what are you looking to find out? Just whether he's still here?
Whether he's still here, and our instructions so far are just to observe. So if we could have any information as to a schedule or anyone that's close to him, such as professors or anyone that would be able to answer some questions. We don't know whether or not this person is directly connected to what we're investigating. We don't want to scare him. But we do want to make sure.
Dangerous business.
Would the Ivory Guard be involved if it wasn't dangerous?
Oh, that's kind of a fair point. All right.
No one's in danger as of right now.
Kind of
We're just
straightens everything, making sure he's in order of what he's getting involved in here, and then, do suppose you mind waiting just a bit? I'm gonna have to dive into the records a bit.
Okay.
There's benches. You see what look like horrifically uncomfortable benches that you imagine students have sat on for ungodly amounts of time, waiting for someone to help them.
I'm just gonna. Okay, thank you. And I'll stand at the counter.
Okay. And he pulls a lever on his chair, which slowly lowers like
my
2 feet, and then jumps off and tips away to a back room. Disappears.
And then all of a sudden, 2 tour guys come in with the polos and the khakis.
And like the flag.
And a
with
flag,
The
yep.
I'm like 12 people.
The backpack flag.
You 1,000,000% see that happen. It appears to be a half-elf woman leading this group of, by their ages, you would expect, like, what would more or less be seniors in high school who are considering colleges. It is the middle of summer right now. And they all look wide-eyed and confused. And also, both them and a number of other people sitting around as you wait for Mr. Webster to return. You, especially Brightwing, and Eclipse catch a number of looks your way. The large, heavily armored man with orange-tipped hair, the beefy Catwoman with a gigantic bush hanging off of her belt, the bird girl. Okay. Okay.
Listen.
Calm down.
I need both Megan and Brian to take a 5-minute break. I need you
my
both to get
gosh.
up and just walk away.
Oh my gosh, you freaking Laura Baileys.
That shit's gonna stop.
Okay.
Oh no.
Ahem.
I had nothing to
Serious.
do with this.
Serious.
Pretty much everyone in your
Fucking
group
shit.
draws a decent amount of attention, maybe minus Faye, who looks like she could very well be a student here, or maybe a teacher, a young teacher. But anytime that any of you meets any of these gazes, it's a quick look away. But you see it happen multiple times, several times throughout the next several minutes.
I think Brightwing was at the back of the group, and so at this point, she turned around. And she's listening to what the tour guide is saying. 'Cause she's
Okay.
Just walking away with it.
Well, she's talking to them about the administrative building and how this is where they would come for all these different things, and they seem horrifically bored. Some of them seem to be talking with each other about something interesting that they saw in a different part of the academy.
Do any of them mention our flag football match?
Ooh!
Just like, or capture the flag or whatever the fuck we did.
Let's see.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's a natural
That's-
15.
Oh,
God. Yes, you see a pair of Kel boys who look like athletes. And they are kind of in the back of the group. They seem to not really care too much about what the tour guide is saying. And some of you with the higher passive perception, Brightwing and Eclipse in particular, hear and see glances at you guys and them talking about that. Oh, that's the group.
I just kind of wave nonchalantly. Go back to leaning against the counter as I'm waiting.
How old are you, Eclipse? Do you know? I want to say like 23 or ish.
Yeah, it's like 23,
Okay.
24.
One of them
Sure.
gives you like a
Oh,
I'm
fuck.
cool head tilt.
Yeah.
Hey.
Yeah, it's exactly that. If you could hear the look, it is
I
exactly
just-
that.
Yeah. I just kind of shake my head at him, like, no.
No, bro.
No.
All right. His friend elbows him and kind of seems to laugh.
Do you play too?
Are you talking to them?
This is happening? Okay.
Yeah,
We're waiting.
we're just hanging out. Might as well.
The one who elbowed the friend who had given the nod. Not that, but yeah. Sports. Don't know how popular it is here, though. It's kind of more important to, I guess, focus on your studies. Something. That's what she keeps saying.
Would I know specifically? Because I'm sure I would have. Not as like full. I guess I would have been a jock.
Do
But,
they have a football team?
yeah, or just like what sports are more popular or closer to what we played
Is there
that I could
Quidditch?
recommend.
There's probably something akin to Quidditch. There are
Yeah,
flying
yeah.
Brooms after all.
Oh my
Yeah.
gosh.
Is there a
please.
chess club?
There's not an organized capture the flag team. You would know that, but you do know
Yeah.
that there is a capture the flag club.
Okay.
Because despite the fact that this is a magical university, there are still kids who go here who like to play athletics and do sports
Yeah.
things. So there's like a capture the flag club. There's probably an ultimate frisbee club of some kind.
Yeah.
Um,
We're in like
Can I find the
registration.
disc golf people?
yep, there's disc
Go
golf
out
people. Yep, if you want to find the
At a nerdy university,
That's a good
there's
place to look.
absolutely a disc
Oh,
golf
yeah.
club.
That's so funny.
Are we standing near like a pamphlet thing? Because we're like at the counter.
oh,
has
there
to
are
be-
gosh.
so many
Okay.
pamphlets.
I'm gonna look probably to my right because I'm sure I'm leaning against the most out of the way thing in the world.
this.
Yep.
I'm gonna
You
grab.
know when you go to like a hotel or something and there's
Yeah,
all
yeah,
of those. It's
Yeah.
that.
That's
Is
exactly what I'm
so
looking
many.
for. Okay.
All the clubs.
So I'm gonna grab the closest to the football thing that we did, or like whatever the fucking capture the flag thing,
Mhm.
and whatever's nearest to that. I'm gonna grab those and just be like, I would give these a try if you come here. Those are pretty fun.
All right. He kind of walks up to you, takes them. All right.
Same idea.
Chill.
Chilled.
She's learning the street sports. Don't worry
He
about
gives you a look, Brightwing, that is like, the fuck is this person? Very much. You don't have enough probably cultural insight to get this, but the kind of look that jocks give nerds all the time.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
100%.
I probably catch it because I've seen it given to Remy, and I probably
Yes.
get a little defensive.
Okay.
But it's just like, she's learning.
She's an exchange student.
Cool. Takes the pamphlets, walks back to his friend, shows him. They both look back at you guys. Seem to reduce their conversation now that they know you're paying attention, but seem to
Yay!
also definitely be talking about you.
Yeah, whatever.
What did I exchange?
Locations. You were home, now you're here.
I guess that's true.
Yeah.
Alright, I am exchanged.
Okay. A few more minutes
fixing
go
that
by.
definition of
Have they
home.
had uniforms? Has this academy had uniforms as we've been walking through?
Not like Hogwarts level uniforms by any means, but sometimes you will see patches that seem to indicate like a certain department or school of study. But the robes are all over the place. It seems like everyone has their own individual fashion. Eventually, after what seems like way too many minutes, given the situation,
The usual standard 4-hour waiting time.
yep, Mr.
7
Webster
to 10 business days.
scuttles back out, has a few different pamphlets of paper plops them down on the counter. Right. Waits for you to gather back closer, given his understanding of the situation.
So he is a student still, in the Duneman's department, like you mentioned. Also a professor's aide.
He's a
Seems
TA.
to be
Yes.
seems to be rather bright, kind of a high flyer type student, just based off the grades and what he's been doing. The professor he works with is
He flips through the pamphlet or one of the pieces of paper that he brought.
Dahlia Jessie. She's a professor of Dunamancy. And well, I don't know. There's he doesn't live on campus, but not far from it. I don't really know if I'm supposed to give that out. Not normally supposed to.
Any information you can provide to make this as seamless as possible would be greatly appreciated. Discretion is utmost importance.
All right.
Kind of rips off a small piece of paper, takes out the quin, scrolls something down, rolls it up really small, looks around, slides it over.
Did you just say quid?
Yeah, he
I'm
does.
like,
Did I?
take it in 2 foot.
Friday.
Yeah.
That is what it
It's,
is.
it's a quill pen. It's a quin.
There it is.
Oh, this
Good
should have been the
gamers.
name all along.
Incredible.
I'll like take it without looking at it and put it in my pocket.
In fact, for the record, canon that there's a brand of quill makers called Quinn.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like,
Alright.
like Bic. Is it Bic that makes the
Yes.
pens?
Yes.
Yeah.
Quinn is the Bic of this
They're
world.
very disposable quills.
Canon.
They also make
Yep, they do.
fighters.
Yeah, that
Yep.
makes sense. That tracks.
Flint and steel.
Yep, they make flint and steel. No one knows why they make both those things. It seems really unrelated, but
Quinn's not even here. It's so sad.
Oh.
they'll see eventually.
Yeah.
Reese straightens and sits back up. Is there anything else you'll be needing?
Not at this time, I don't think, Mr. Webster. I appreciate your discretion and your willingness to be helpful, however.
Of course.
If we have any additional questions, may we come back?
I don't see why not. I'll be here. I always am.
Okay.
Make sure those two get enrolled in the Capture the Flag Club, if you would.
Looks at who you pointed.
Even if they
Okay,
don't
we're talking
willingly do so.
I'll
Damn.
I'll make a note. Assuming they actually come here. Not everyone who visits does.
Alright. Also, do we need any sort of patches to get into the Dunamancy department? I've seen a few of them going around.
Well, if you're with the Ivory Guard, there shouldn't be much of a problem.
But we don't have the cloaks, remember?
Right, but you made the point, undercover and all.
We don't want to broadcast that to everyone.
Which is why patches.
A visitor's pass of some kind.
Of course.
Discretion.
Right. Oh, yes. And he pulls open a drawer, and where very clearly this is something he grabs a lot, pulls out several small pins with what is Eclipse to be the logo of the Academy, and many of you would have probably seen it across various bits of building. 3 A's in like a triangle shape with kind of sparks in between each of the letters. Yes, like that. Yep.
Nice.
Hands you 5.
Alright. Appreciate your help, Mr. Webster.
Of course. Happy to be of service.
Should we go inside?
Where is the Dunamancy department?
Oh! He pulls out a map, opens it up, one of the foldable ones that's like in the giant thing of pamphlets, circles a couple things and draws a path with his Quinn, and marks off the building where you would likely find
This is what
Dunamancy.
I did, Matt.
Yep.
Me
That's
flashbacks.
the way you'd want to go, and these should get you in.
Thank you. I'm gonna hold the map up real big and just start walking with the map out real big. With her little visitors pass
Yep,
pins
yep.
on and just start going without
Kind of
any
steer
indication
her.
as to anyone in our direction or way.
Okay.
So, I'll say, once we get closer to the actual campus, so the discreet part. If he's in on it.
But we don't know that yet. We need to do
Bingley?
our best to not jump to conclusions.
I think she means the kid.
Oh.
Yes. So, again, if he's in on it and he sees me, Probably gonna book it.
Do you want to be invisible?
Do you mean book it as run away or run at him?
Yes, leave. Also, he's got time mad. I don't know. Whatever that is. So.
Question, Matt.
You know.
Wasn't you like saying that he was like equivalent to like a level 10 wizard?
What you heard from Remy is that his power level would be somewhere on the order of 7th to 9th level.
So.
He's got
Okay.
like
Spells?
He's a wizard.
No.
Just
Okay.
level. So.
If he was a
Just a wizard.
PC,
Yeah.
around the 7th to 9th level caster.
So that's kind of the thing. If he's as well studied as Remy had any indication that he would be, I don't think being invisible is gonna help. Especially, again, if he's in on it. He's probably aware of things like this. Or he's really cocky and thinks he got away with it. But I don't know.
He's a scared
So-
little boy who's trying to reconcile it. Could be another.
Either way, I don't want to jeopardize if you find him. So
Do you want to wait here?
I
Or what do you
can.
propose?
So I mean, I have the earring. Brightwing's got the other one, and as long as we're within that distance from each other, I should be able to hear if he gets anywhere or runs anywhere. I can probably, cut him off somewhere. I don't know, but
I mean, Faye, would you like to wear it? I was going to stay with Eclipse. I'm not very good on the discreet part or the, the line. I'm not good.
well, it's more of people know me here. That's the part I'm worried about.
That's true. That's true.
I'm very recognizable. So,
I mean, if are you suggesting you get off campus?
at the very least, not be nearby.
Okay.
Like, directly with you while you're looking for him.
Yeah.
Because now you have the badges, you don't need me to speak for you being here. You can get in yourselves.
Well, I mean, God's
I'll
willing,
still
he's
go.
not there. I would.
Yeah.
My curiosity is mostly with this professor. I think we might have better luck.
Okay.
I just want to see if we can get any kind of a vibe as to whether or not anyone nearby him thinks he might be involved, willingly.
Okay. I'll
Um,
go. I'm just saying, if it looks like we run into him and something goes south, I don't want to be the reason he gets away.
Yeah. Yeah, I understand.
If you like, you could follow at a distance, keep us invisible.
Okay. I can do that and be invisible if you want. I just feel like the being invisible is going to be really easy to detect for someone like this.
Mm-hmm.
So,
That's
if you
fine.
want to do the invisible, I'm down to do that and just stay out of the way.
Otherwise, if we're very worried, I could conjure up a few things to go and look. Don't know if people would like birds flying through the halls, though.
We'll try the invisible part.
Alright. Edwin, would you like to as well?
I think he kind of provides some credibility to our story of being involved with the Ivory Guard.
A bit,
Yeah.
yeah. I also think it's not impossible, given the circumstances, that I set him off in a similar way to Eclipse, as my sort of job is to find people like him who may have caused issues. So, and the Swords are a much scarier organization than the Ivory Guard to get messed with. So,
Mm-hmm.
probably not ideal.
So what I'm hearing is you would also like to be invisible.
Yeah, I think that would work. Although, if this kid's got some crazy ass magic shit, do we think invisibility is going to really do anything?
That's what I just.
I think the ability to see things that are invisible is not usually an inherent trait. Usually it's something that you've got to prepare in
Beyond the
advance.
lookout for. That's the thing, though. It might also be a good trigger. If he does notice us, or me, then he's aware and on the lookout for it.
Right.
That's also
How
a little bit
far
suspicious.
do we have to get to the Dunamancy department? Can we tell?
On the map,
Maybe 15-minute walk.
About 4 thumbs.
Probably more like 25 because you have to go up several levels, but not too far.
so
Well, I think to be safe, it's a precaution. Go for it.
Maybe once we get a bit closer. Question: if we find him, just stumble upon him,
right.
are we apprehending and like secreting away for questioning, or are we going
We're-
to like acknowledge the fact that he exists and then hide and watch and observe?
We are apprehending him.
Okay,
We are 100% apprehending him.
that's fine. I just want to make sure that that is stated now, because there are ways with which to do that that are.
I will say.
I don't
go
have it prepared, but if we do, tomorrow I could do something that would make him tell the truth.
I could also read his mind.
That's also true.
Get a quick side glance from Yasnip on that one.
So, in that regard, we are here to apprehend him to turn him in for proper questioning.
I think diplomacy is good to start, and if he runs, then we can apprehend.
That's also kind of true. My only point was that he is at this point, primary suspect.
Mm.
So, I mean, willing questioning would be ideal, but regardless, he will need to go to them for proper questioning as well. So,
I will
as much
also.
as- or would love to kick his teeth in.
I will throw out as well Eowyn and Eclipse. No, take this for whatever you guys decide you want to. But Eowyn and Eclipse, you would both understand that the Ivory Guard, and the Scarlet Swords, when marks are of a magical nature, especially a more capable magical nature like this, are often outfitted with things like anti-magic shackles. You guys don't have anything like that.
We do have a circlet of sleep.
You do have a circlet, if you could, from what
Not
you
for
understand of it, yes. And keep them that way for an
I
hour.
think we could punch a nerd.
I think I can.
Damn!
We're
Just
just
think
gonna
about
bully
that.
a nerd. Fucking-
Listen, the
Brightwing's
bullying
bully arc has been unlocked.
of the nerd is justified if
This
he's
is
a part of this.
okay.
If Eclipse says that, you
Bitch
know it's true.
Deserves it.
we are the nerds. We can confirm.
Mm.
I grew up defending the nerds. I will bully a bitch if my dad has been kidnapped.
It is the revenge of the nerds, if you will.
Yes.
Mm.
So maybe after we get 10 minutes closer, I will do a slight and make Eclipse and Eowyn invisible.
Okay. Two of you see each other disappear, and then note your can't see your own hands. This is when you're like out like nearly outside the department within a few minutes.
Yeah, like 10 to 15
Okay.
minutes away.
Okay. All right, and then you guys make your way towards the Dunamancy department, specifically looking for this professor.
Dahlia Jeshi.
Okay.
And we know what Silas looks like.
You
So
do know what
also
Cyrus
give
looks
him-
like.
Oh,
Cyrus, sorry.
We do.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Oh, they showed us his picture.
Remy did.
Oh.
She minor illusioned it.
That's
Yes, she did.
right. Okay.
He was like human, right?
Yes.
Thin, ginger, human man, light blue eyes,
Ron
freckles. Kind of Ron Weasley. More like one of the older brothers. Like more like Percy Weasley, probably.
Oh, oh no.
Keep going.
Kind of Eddie Redmayne-ish for your knowledge, Jess, if you know who that is. Otherwise, I can't help you.
I think so. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. But I'll be right back. But keep going.
Okay. All right. Two invisible. You guys make your way into you've come to find as you walk the campus, like, departments are split often into separate buildings, and many of them have, like, their own lecture halls and classrooms, and then many professors and aides and things like that have offices within each school. And you reach the Dunamancy building. Quickly, as you enter, find it to be a little bit unique in architecture from the rest of the campus. A lot more like metal. Kind of almost has like more of a technological vibe than some of the rest of the campus that has like a much more old, like stone elven sort of look. And color scheme wise, you kind of get like, I'm not in any way trying to insinuate something about the people here, but kind of like a Slytherin aesthetic here. And I will have one of you, whoever wants to take the lead, roll. That's not probably Agewind or Eclipse, unless you guys are like passing information along. Roll an investigation check.
Not me.
Okay. Yeah, Faye, you're up front with the map. So
Guidance.
Okay.
Oh.
I've never seen architecture like this before, Matt, right?
No. No.
It's a 15.
I mean, parts of Ilmara are pretty technologically advanced, but this is very concentrated, so it's different. A 15?
Yeah, with guidance. Ugh.
Okay. 15 is not at all bad. All right. It does not take too long for you to kind of, after passing a couple lecture halls, find what seems to be like a hallway for professors' offices, and halfway down a office with a placard on the front that says Dr. Dahlia Jeshi, head professor of Dunamancy.
Is it office hours?
There are no office hours posted. The door is closed. You knock?
Yeah.
Who is there?
Hello. My name's Faye.
You hear footsteps as you begin to talk, and then the door opens slightly. You see what looks to be an Earth Genasi woman, early 60s or so, gray skin, heavily braided, thick charcoal hair, kind of like coldish gray eyes, wrinkled skin, but sort of like a stoic handsomeness almost, dressed in light-colored olive and tan robes.
Faye, you say?
Yes, Dr. Jeshi, I presume.
I am Dr. Jeshi, yes.
Is there anyone in the room behind her?
The door's not open very far, like just enough pretty much for her to see you, have you see her. So the part of the room that you can see, no.
We have a few questions for you if you've got some time. It's a bit of a sensitive matter. I'd prefer not to speak of it in public, if that's all right.
She gives everybody a quick once-over, at least the three of you that she can see. And you clearly clock her eyes glancing to the pin.
Are you prospective students here?
No, however, it does have something to do with the student.
mine?
In a sense.
It might.
Are you authorities of some kind? Is there a problem I should be aware of?
I hesitate to say outside of closed doors. You'll understand the need for discretion, I believe, if you would allow us. I hate to presume, but do we need to make an appointment? We'd be happy to do that as well.
I do not have much time, but no, I am more just curious what the meaning of this is. Are you?
We're with the Ivory Guard. I'll take a half step forward and lower my voice. There's an active investigation going on in regards to the events of the consortium.
I did hear about the events, yes.
Gonna be watching her eyes and her shoulder, anything that's visible, see if she's making any sort of movements, or basically I'm trying to see if she's potentially trying to signal somebody, or if any of it is kind of pinging some sort of a realization.
Okay. Are you're primarily looking for movement signals, not so more of a perception than insight? You're not trying to read her.
Yes.
Okay, roll a perception check. And Faye, I will have you roll a persuasion check. And if I'm not mistaken, just remind me to be sure, guidance gets used up when it's used.
Fine.
Okay.
I used it for the investigation.
Dirty 20.
Okay.
That's a 25.
Oh, of course it is.
Didn't even
Okay.
need it. You don't even need guidance.
Okay. Yasnip, you don't notice anything signally or untoward. She does seem, I would say suspicious is probably the word. Not she's giving off suspiciousness, but she appears to be suspicious of you, which is not surprising to you given the nature of your line of questioning. But you don't see any physical signaling of any kind.
All right. Sure, you
Come in. And she opens the door wider, kind of stays with the door and allows you to step in.
Hard scan. Is there anyone else in this room?
Roll a perception check. I will also...
I'll flash a hand, a weight behind me.
Okay.
To signal them to be just hold on.
Okay. Aedwin and Eclipse, you
Do we wait
see that.
outside? Because, yeah, I'm imagining they wouldn't hold the door open long enough for us who they can't see to walk in.
It is up to you. You see, I would say you two are in the back naturally because you're both invisible. You see Yasnip briefly behind his back give a...
Okay, then yeah, I'll chill out here.
Okay,
If it doesn't
Aedwin, you
seem
as well?
like we could get through the door.
It's possible. I mean, you don't know how quickly she's going to close it. So this is a choice you'll have to make before that moment.
I think I'd naturally wait.
Okay. Aedwin?
I would definitely wait. Yeah.
Okay. All right, so you two stay outside the door, flanking it, I would imagine. Although maybe neither of you knows that the other is doing that.
True.
You pick the same side.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, you two wait outside.
I'm on this side.
The
You're on my hiding spot. Fuck
the
you.
Dr. Jeshi does close the door quite quickly after the last person that she can see steps in, so I figure it's probably for the best. And you are met with silence the two of you outside. Perception check was rolled by Faye.
I got a 14.
Okay.
Oh, my bad.
Did you also roll one?
I did not.
Okay. You give the room a quick scan. Don't see anything. You see a large amount of books, a desk, bookshelves even on multiple walls, kind of like an area that looks like sort of what an astronomer's desks like lab would look like. You see like a large silver globe. And she closes the door behind the last of you. Moves around her seat. There's one chair on the other side of the desk. She's not used to entertaining multiple guests, so she sits down on her side.
I'll stand in the back and make myself as small as possible, but also keeping a high insight on what she's saying.
Okay.
I'll sit down.
Okay. Yasna?
And I'll just stand awkwardly.
Okay. Very fair. All right. She sits down, sort of straightens a couple things, looks up at you. This is all rather cryptic.
I understand, and we appreciate the limited trust that you've put in us in allowing us to enter here at all. As I said, the Ivory Guard is investigating the events that took place at the Lyceum Consortium last night. Several names had come up that we were tasked with just collecting general information about these people. Whether or not they are connected or not has yet to be confirmed. We're just doing a little bit of ground research. One of your students, someone I feel you may know quite well, was on that list. Mr. Nichols.
You see her, like, initially take a kind of a deep breath and then sort of settle onto steepled fingers. Cyrus Nichols was, yes, he is one of my students, also an aide of mine. You say he's wanted for questioning.
The information that we are allowed to share, unfortunately, is limited, and I'll appreciate your patience with that, but we're currently trying to just ascertain whether or not they would have any association with the consortium or any reason to have had any affiliation with them, positive or negative.
May I ask why Cyrus's name is involved at all?
Does she seem curious, or does she seem...
Roll an insight check, and Brightwing, you can roll one as well.
Does she seem defensive, I guess, is...
Ooh.
14.
26.
Okay. Faye,
Yeah.
it's kind of hard to tell. It's obviously a bit of a tense situation, and so there is tension in her that you can tell, but it's where that is placed or where it's coming from is a little bit more difficult to tell. I will have everybody else deafen besides Leah.
Oh, whispers.
With a 26, you get a pretty substantial sense that this person cares about Cyrus, and that there is concern. I would even say with that freaking high of a roll, you can tell that there's like multiple facets of concern. There is the like almost motherly sort of, I'm worried about if he's in trouble. And then there's also the, if he's caught up in something bad, what is that reflection? And like the what it might mean for her side of the worry as well.
But not that, like, I know what he was up to, sort of thing.
No, you don't see that. And I would say that the worry that you see is largely, you get the sense that it's from not knowing.
Okay.
And that, like, increases and exacerbates the worry.
Okay.
Did you have a response, Faye?
Can you repeat the question?
She asked if you can tell her why his name is involved.
There was some forensic magic used at the site in the consortium, and we've done quite a bit of legwork on it already, but there were several signatures that were just out of the ordinary. Evidence that people who were not normally there were there. And his was one.
I don't believe it to be incredibly abnormal that he would be in the consortium, perhaps for research of some kind.
Perhaps not, but you understand the need for caution, given the events.
Yes, I believe I understand some of what you were saying. Again, it is all rather cryptic, but...
Like, I guess ultimately what I'm wondering is, has he been off lately? We obviously want to come towards this with utmost understanding and make sure that we don't jump to conclusion, which is why we want to ask first.
She gives like a significant pause that is laced with like thoughtful mumbling almost, or like just the sounds of not being sure what entirely is Cyrus is wrapped up in.
I can tell you are very concerned for him. You care for him very much.
He is... Cyrus is a rather unique student of mine. Has been for many years now. He's very bright. One of my brightest, perhaps one of the brightest I have seen in many of the schools here. But he is very ambitious as well, and he came early with much potential and outstripped much of his classes and began taking courses above his age and level. And I am a rather measured teacher. He is rather... The typical rules do not interest him so much sometimes. And so it has been an interesting relationship for us. I have attempted to, I suppose, prune him a bit. I see greatness. I know that could be achieved based off his natural talent and his ambition, but I worry sometimes. And we have had disagreements over my methods, over his research, over my research. Some of which I take with. I learn from him perhaps more than most of my students, because he is so bright. To your question of lately off, I would not. I don't believe I can acknowledge anything along those lines, but he is difficult to pin down, I suppose. Is he? You mentioned forensic arcana. Is he believed to be caught up in something?
I'll let you infer that based on our presence here.
Well, kind of leans back again, steeples the fingers again, and you begin to get a sense of a very, very intelligent woman. You mentioned earlier that there were multiple traces and that you had questions. I don't necessarily know if that means that you suspect him of wrongdoing, versus perhaps just knowing something that could help.
Either way, I think you would know that it is better if we just find this the most peaceful way. If he is involved and things got out of hand, it could get hurt. And we do not want that.
I think to add to that as well is one of the pieces of different actions, there lies intent.
Yes.
We want to make sure that if it was a case of ambition, and as you've mentioned, being an ambitious individual himself, where the rules may not apply, it's also possible, if something was done and he is tied to it, that he didn't know what was happening after. We'd like to discern that so that we know how to approach. Once again, once we're done with our investigation and looking at all of the pieces, putting them together, but any info that you have would help us do this peacefully.
I will have... I think I will have Yasnip roll based off of that. I will say you can roll a persuasion check or a deception check, because I think, but you can pipe in if you want, but I feel that Yasnip is keeping a number of things and intents on your side hidden to not alarm.
Yes.
Okay. So either of those, and I will say you can roll with advantage given what Faye and Brightwing have contributed to the conversation as well. And tell me what you roll, which skill.
Well, it does come out as a dirty 20, and I would say that it is going to be persuasion.
Okay. Another deep breath. And as the conversation has gone on, Faye and Yasnip, you begin to pick up on the concern that perhaps goes a little bit deeper than you might have initially expected or thought, that it seemed like Brightwing may have caught on to as she mentioned something about it.
To that point, Matt, can I do a perception check around her office to see if there's something that seems meaningful to her? Like, there's something that ties her to him, or something from her past that might give him why she cares about him in the way that she does? I say that'd be more investigation, but just a perception check around.
I will say... Okay, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to say roll a perception check, because without walking around the room, it's not so much the direct investigation. There is an aspect of that will come, but you also need to be able to spot things from a ways away. And then I will also have you roll an investigation check to discern through the things that you can see, and they will marry to a final number. So roll both.
The perception, ooh, I rolled a 15, is a 23. And the investigation is 7.
Okay.
It's a good average.
It is a good average, fortunately, with that perception. You take a few moments, and we can say you have been, maybe since you rolled that initial insight check, to kind of case what you can see. You see what seems to be what we would understand to be nearly like photographic, what is maybe a drawing or a painting. You actually wouldn't even know how these things are made because it looks so realistic, unless it was a very, very good artist. In a frame on a bookshelf behind her, there are a number of them, but one of them appears to show her and a large group of young students. And you don't know exactly what Cyrus looks like, but you do see a young, red-haired, freckled boy amongst the group. And she takes another deep breath after what Yasnib said. I don't know of how much help I can be, except to tell you what I have told you already about him. He will be here in this building tomorrow in the evening for office hours.
Does he usually work evenings?
Yes, his office hours usually are.
Was he working last night?
No. It was not one of his days. I saw him yesterday, probably late afternoon or early evening. Nothing seemed unusual as far as I could tell.
Have you seen him today?
No, but it is not the case that I see him every day either.
Does he have family?
I don't believe so. Not in the city, for sure. I have not heard him speak of anyone over the time I have known him.
Does he have friends?
I don't pretend to know too well the personal life of my students, but Cyrus is the type who, when you are better at something than everybody else, it is sometimes difficult to he's a bit of a loser.
Please understand, Dr. Jeshi. Our presence is not an accusation. We just want to know what happened. I appreciate your candor in sharing this information with us. I understand that it's sensitive for you. However, there may be a chance that this does not go as you expect. I just don't want to alarm you.
Well, if I can be quite frank with you, the lack of detail about what Cyrus may be involved in is difficult to not be alarmed. It is hard not to worry about what he may be, if not accused of, questioned over.
It is not our intention to sway your opinion of one of your star pupils.
Oh, you cannot do that quickly. I have known him for many, many years, and I have not seen... I mean, he is a challenging student and a bit of a loner, like I said, but I've not seen him to be capable of anything criminal, or I don't know what it is that... I don't know.
Do you think he would be blinded by his ambition with people that would take advantage of it?
Perhaps the type to go out of his way to prove something about himself?
Cyrus has unique interests in research that I have pushed back on to some degree. I feel it is a precarious path, perhaps, and that is where some of the conflict that I mentioned before has come. I have not been perhaps as willing as he would like to support and aid his research, and so it is possible that if someone else would, perhaps he... I don't know.
Would you share any information about the research that he's done? What is it of?
She kind of pauses, looks aside. You see like a hand that's on the desk kind of fiddling with a ring on her finger in a sort of like nervous, unsure kind of manner. Yeah. He has not delved too much into it from what I know because of my and really other faculty here as well, lack of support for him, but he is very interested in the sources of magic, of why it is that some people from very young ages have access to it and others do not. I think there is some belief in him that it should be more prevalent than it is. And if perhaps he could find a way to create that commonality, it would help the world in some way. And he has made good arguments, I cannot deny it, but there is a lot of ethical complication to something like that.
Ways of tapping into magic.
Well, of allowing more people the avenue into it, I suppose. And it is a question that has been asked for many centuries, if not millennia. Why are some attuned to the arcane, and why some are not? people have attempted answers that have not been proven out. Cyrus believes he could potentially find the right one.
Eugenics.
As long as it's a positive outcome, I don't necessarily see the downside.
It's a very curious thing.
Certainly, you can make arguments, and he has, that much of the world would be better off if more people had access to it. There are those who live in poverty or starve because they cannot make food or water in the way, or money, that others can because they have access to it. It is a complicated issue, but
Did he look at just, like, people's past or different types of people in his research?
well, like I mentioned, it's not gone far,
Oh, yes.
as far as I understand, because of the lack of support. But from the arguments and the postulations that I have heard from him, largely he is curious in when and why it appears in some people and not others.
Is his magic the source of study, or was it an inherent gift of his?
It is study, but I don't know how much you know. Not everyone can go to a wizard class and learn to cast spells.
Mhm.
There is a sensitivity to Arca that is needed, and not everyone has it. Some people have it more, and they don't even need the more formal education. Some people can cast it through, or control the Arca through music. She somewhat pointedly glances at the loot on your back. It manifests in many different ways, and we know that it does and the ways in which it does, but we don't always know why or who. That is the question Cyrus believes to be important.
Have you ever witnessed him go out of his way to help somebody else?
I don't know if I understand what you mean by that.
Maybe somebody in class was having a hard time, but he tried to help?
He is teacher aide, no?
Is he naturally altruistic, or is that just something to keep him busy?
I don't think I pretend to know what is at the intent of someone's heart, even one I have known as long as Cyrus. The work he does as an aide is paid, so it is not a philanthropic thing necessarily, but he is good at that, and he has helped many students. He's
Nothing you'd consider above and beyond.
I don't suppose that I can think of, but again, I am not incredibly involved with the personal lives of my students. I see him in the school, I see him in classes, I see him working in his hours as an aide, and he does very well at that.
I guess a question we could end on is, is there any concerns you have for any of your students? Or faculty here?
How do you mean? Concerns in what way?
That they could be involved in this?
I cannot begin to suspect anyone of the faculty here of something like that, an attack on our neighbors. If it is someone here, they are very well hidden under the guise of professionalism and academia, I suppose. But no, I don't.
I trust that your discretion will be utilized here as we continue this active investigation.
She kind of rubs her neck. If I see Cyrus, can I not speak to him about this? It is concerning to me, and I want to know why. I want to hear what he has to say.
I think perhaps if you'd like to orchestrate an audience, we could all speak in the same room.
I don't think until, well, to be quite frank, until we clear him as some kind of a suspect or someone does, no one should be asking him any questions besides the Ivory God. For his own safety as well as the safety of anyone involved.
You see her brow furrowed. It has been largely furrowed for most of this, but as deep as you've seen it so far when you mention just at the word suspect. And I understand. If I see him, I will try to stay out of contact because he has known me for a while and I don't know that I can hide from him my concern.
I'm not good at that either, so I understand.
You see like the slightest hint of not even necessarily a smile, but just a bit of peace, perhaps.
Like I said, I see you are a very passionate mentor. I have one myself, and I care for him as much as I think he cares for me. I wouldn't want any harm come to him.
Perhaps this is a personal question, but do you have abilities magically?
Yeah. I'll spells. Is there a candle lit or lanterns?
Yeah. There's a couple candles on her desk.
I'll control flames and like change the colors and stuff like that.
Okay. She notes it. Very little reaction of surprise. She's obviously very, very used to magic.
She brought me back from the dead.
Impressive, to say the least.
Oh, thanks. I guess. Though my power comes from is a gift. I do have some natural abilities, but that sort of power is just gifted to me.
Don't undersell yourself, Brightwing.
Some people would potentially attempt to argue that receiving power from the divine is a shortcut compared to study, but
I believe we've met one of those.
Yeah, we've had that argument.
I don't pretend to know the gods, but I have always found that when somebody is given power in that way, it usually means they earned the choice. And if the gods choose to give you power, perhaps it is at least as much earned as someone who studies for it.
Thank you for that wisdom.
Oh, I don't know if it's wisdom, but magic I know.
I know more nature than magic, I guess. This is very, very different from what I'm used to. So my curiosity is piqued, if not my own caution.
You do look to be a bit out of your element, if I may be so bold. But it sounds like it is good you are here. She looks at Faye.
I'll stand up. Kinda go for a handshake.
She stands up as you do, takes the handshake.
Thank you for your time. Thank you in advance for your discretion.
I don't know if it is within your purview, but if it is possible for me to know when something is known, when Cyrus is cleared of any wrongdoing, it would take a load off of me to know.
We could arrange that.
Thank you. I appreciate that what you are doing is important, even if I hope it does not lead to the conclusions that it sounds like you believe it might.
We believe a lot of ways are possibilities.
She nods, brow furrowed still, kind of has been walking over to the door, opens it for you.
Walk out.
Yeah.
I think Brian gives her like a respectful nod and as we leave. Something that she would probably give to her mentor.
Okay,
She's
like a deferential nod.
Yeah.
She nods back, and then as you turn to go, you feel an arm on, or a hand on, like your upper arm. I read books very well. I read the stars very well. I read magic very well. I don't pretend to read people very well, but something tells me you have a good heart, and that you will do the right thing, and if there is an opportunity to protect Cyrus from danger, perhaps I can ask for you to
I understand. I am a healer first and foremost.
You see her reach into, like, the inside of her robes into a small pouch, and she pulls out a pearl, about maybe 1/4 of an inch in diameter, pretty large. Would you mind if I offer you some help? Just in case.
Alright. Sure. Okay.
She holds the pearl up, kind of like maybe a foot from your forehead, releases it, and it suspends in midair. And then she like draws a few lines around it with her fingertips, and you see them like appear, these silvery threads almost, in this rune of some kind. And then they kind of rush into the pearl, and a single thread rushes into your forehead. The rest of you, if you turn around, see this, and you feel this like vibration, like this small buzz trickle down from where it touches you to somewhere in your core. And you have Fortune's Favor cast on you.
Whoa! Yay!
Which, in case you need to know, gives you the opportunity to expend that once to gain advantage on a roll, or when someone attempts to make an attack roll against you, you can expend it to give them disadvantage.
Cool. Okay. She'll touch her forehead where it was, which I probably suspect is like right where her feather, like kind of like sits, her like wing feather.
Mm-hmm. It's right below that.
Is that the time magic?
Again, it's not quite a smile, but like just a softening of what is a very set jaw for most of this conversation. I suppose that is a simple way of looking at it, yes. It will, to be completely honest, it is more or less a little bit of luck.
Wow.
I suppose that is a simplistic way of putting it as well. It is hard not to communicate the complexity of magic without simplicity. Otherwise, you get into a long... Well, that is what makes up my 3-hour lecture, so...
I recently listened to a friend explain, and I that is not my purview, I am afraid. But thank you very much for the blessing. I will try to use it as wisely as possible.
It will fade in about an hour, but if it helps you in some way, I would hope that the right thing is done.
Thank you for your trust. I promise I will use it wisely.
She nods slowly. Closes the door behind you all. And that is where we'll take our break. We back. All right. The three who had been in on the conversation step out of the office. The invisible sword and borders. You see them step back out.
Sword and borders?
It's a lance.
Oh, sword and
no.
board. Oh my god.
There you go.
Yep. That's an indicator of the week I've had.
Yeah, I get it.
Honestly, yeah. Wait, yeah.
We are still invisible, so I'm not gonna say anything.
Nope. Does the door close behind them? So
Yes.
we're alone?
Mm-hmm.
People walking
And you
the
don't
hallway?
you don't see people in the hallway at the moment, but
Okay.
you have seen people every few minutes throughout much of the
Okay.
campus.
I'm gonna reach
Okay,
out and kind of
I'm-
tap maybe Faye's arm, just really lightly.
I'm gonna go to the earring because I don't know Eclipse is right next to us and go.
Yeah.
We are out of office.
And as she
Yeah.
taps, you probably
Yeah.
hear that as you tap.
Yep.
It's just,
Sorry.
I'm never gonna get used to it.
Sorry.
It's always gonna be weird.
I know. I just didn't want to speak up too loud.
Yeah.
So, let's go. Lead the way.
Just off campus, I think.
Lead the way. We'll find a place to get off this.
With the map. Blindly walking with the map in front of me.
Okay.
How
We
long
have
does the invisibility
6 thumbs.
typically last?
An hour.
Aura.
Okay, so it's been not that long.
No, it's probably been about, you said 15 minutes before you would get here. Then there's another probably 5 minutes to find the office, and then probably about 20 minutes of conversation. So it's getting towards the end. Probably got like 15, 20 minutes left.
Does it seem like it would last until we got off campus?
It would be
Yazip would
close.
know, like, where it was close, so we could always duck into, like,
He will
Yeah.
know.
a
Okay.
thingy.
Okay, so I'll just, along the way, just be like, hey, can you tell me when this is going to wear off so I can...
Whenever you want.
Two people go into a bathroom, or one person goes into a bathroom, two people come out.
Yep.
3 in this case. Too many. Oh.
But we have a
Alright.
bag of holding.
I mean, yeah, it's whatever. I mean, whenever's convenient, I guess. Yeah.
So, pick a hall, start walking out.
There, and I'll just
Got 20
Same.
seconds. I can't see where you're pointing.
follow the sound of my voice. Hi. Kind of knock on the wall while I'm going, so you can hear.
Oh
Okay.
my god, that's fucking terrifying.
Once we get to a comfortable spot, I'll
Poltergeist.
Yeah.
It's just someone who had an
This is my new
invisibility spell
intimidation
permanent on them.
tactic.
So both Eclipse and I emerge from the hallway, fully visible.
Yep.
Oh, hi there. How's it going? It's been a little while.
Yeah, how'd it go?
Hi, friend. We missed you. Good to see you.
Didn't know you all went here too. That's pretty cool. Pretty cool.
Broly does this because she doesn't want to say anything.
I'm just gonna stare at him.
Let's get out of here.
Anyways.
Cool. My warning bells have peaked, guys. Let's go somewhere and talk about this.
Okay.
Okay.
That's not
Okay.
a reassuring sign.
Mm-mm.
We
Great.
go get lunch.
It's probably not lunchtime anymore.
It's
It is quite late. I will leave it up to you guys. I will say it's been a very busy, like from 10 or 11 to now, it has been nonstop stuff going on that was kind of important. So you probably would have skipped lunch unless you like ordered up to Remy's. Aedwin almost certainly would have taken a break with Kurz to eat.
Is there a wing dash or something?
Gosh,
Yep,
I was gonna
yep.
say like. That's great.
Wing zings or some shit.
So up to you
In and
guys.
Maybe let's not drag all of this back to your mum quite yet.
No. She's been through enough today. I mean, yeah, we could probably go back to the cafeteria that we were at yesterday.
Oh yeah, yeah.
They
That's
were
fine.
pretty discreet and busy. We might be able to do something.
Eclipse, you would know that if you want to eat in there, it's typically pretty bustling. Maybe in a way where it just drowns out any given conversation, which might be good. Or there are like not so much picnic areas per se, but like areas throughout the more expansive park part of the campus where people will often go and like take lunch and eat in little circles of students. That would be
Can we
more...
find like a food truck vibe place? Is there like a little like
Oh,
Matt,
yeah.
I need to find a
outdoor,
crepe food truck.
A food
I
Yes.
need,
Let's
need
go.
like I need like a
A
euro.
food wagon. A food wagon.
Mhm,
Oh my god, a euro sounds so good right now.
mhm.
Like something like that, and we can like
there...
go park it in a park or something.
Ziki
Yes.
sauce and
Or we
nice-
could go to the hipster coffee shop. Some
That's
the
too
euro
quiet.
is just
No, all
hipster.
they
There's-
have
That's what I
is
get.
lots of wheatgrass.
surely
There's
on campus.
Definitely a hipster coffee shop. There is also, if you guys start walking towards the edge of campus, at some point you pass an area where it's not a food truck, but there's like a kiosk stall sort of thing set up, and you see a sign that says Quicken Quail.
God.
And
We need whole
Eclipse,
quails on a stick.
Eclipse, you would actually know one of the commonly eaten meals here in Olea is Cloudspire quail. And you figure this is probably a place with Cloudspire quail.
This is it. This is where we're going. This is it. For sure.
Is it just the legs? Because we might need a couple each if that's the case.
Yeah, and then for Brightwing,
Oh
I'm
yeah.
guessing they'd have like, vegetarian option of some kind, like a salad or something.
An impossible wing.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
They do have like some fresh green salads. You could do that.
Yep.
All right, everyone else wants to get some quail?
Yes.
Okay. All right. It'll be a silver and 5 copper for the quail and 5
got it.
copper for the salad. Silver and
got it.
5 copper for each quail. So 6 silver?
Well, I'm not eating because I already ate.
Oh,
so
okay.
I'm good.
4 silver, 5 copper.
Okay.
And Bright Wings is 5. So 5 silver total. And you get like, those little cardboardy boxes with the folding lids?
Yep.
Yeah.
It's 100% that.
Hell yeah.
And eventually, do you want to go find a place, like a secluded place?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. All right. So you find a.
Is there a place
follow.
where they have like hammocks? Because my campus had that.
We have triple decker hammocks in our own bag of
Yeah, we
holding.
have our
Yeah,
own.
You
we can just
That's
set up.
True.
can
We don't
just
need
set
that.
up.
You definitely saw some hammocks in like study rest areas up on the spire, but in this park that you're looking at right now, there's not. But there are little like areas clustered around trees and bushes where you see
We
students
could
gathering.
like break out the little tent here and no one would think it was weird. If we truly wanted to. But I feel like we'll be alright.
Pop out a bottle of blackberry scumble.
Okay.
I was gonna get the cask of the Olay wine out.
Okay. All right. You guys set up under a like willowish tree in a corner of a large park area, a small picnic. The quail is steamed. Steamed Cloudspire quail is its name, Brian, since I know you care. And Eclipse, that these are native to the spire itself. They like live there, and it is very, very tender and decadent, and served with a light plum sauce, which might go pretty well with the blackberry scumble or the
Oh.
wine.
Let's go. As we're sitting there, I'm just gonna look at Faye and be like, "Hey, just for the sake of blending in, can you play something passively while we're chatting?"
Oh my god, you're the guy on the guitar!
Hell yeah.
'Cause after all,
Oh, too good.
you're my wonder why.
Yeah, there it is.
Put the hand drum
Or
It's
Wow.
Wonderwall,
Could
but
be-
Windwall.
you could be from my former
Yes!
campus. Or you could be from my former campus and break out the fucking bagpipes at 4 in the morning,
Oh my gosh.
right outside of the dorms like a psychopath.
Those people need
Okay.
to be expelled. That's all.
Correct.
I'm saying.
I
Like,
agree.
True.
I hope you had the time of your life. Like
mhm.
everyone's senior song.
Yep.
Circa 2000 something.
All right.
But yeah, that's
you
the
guys,
cover, is what I'm essentially
Yeah.
trying to think.
Yeah,
you guys set up,
We're just hanging out.
eat. Before you finish eating and Faye pulls out her loot, there's a small turtle boy that comes walking
Oh, no.
past. And you
Aw,
see
shit.
behind him what seems to be his mother. And he has on, like, when you go to, maybe some of you don't, but when you go to a sporting event and there's the people walking around with, like, the strapped on tray that holds things, like cotton
Yeah.
candy and stuff like that.
Oh my god.
So he's got one of those, and there's a bunch of little golf
Is he a
ball
fucking Boy
sized.
Scout? Don't do this.
Maybe he's not wearing a uniform. A bunch of little golf ball sized pieces of what look like food.
Oh my god.
Again, Eclipse, you would recognize this. They're Nimbus candies, which are basically spherical shells of hardened sugar surrounding a puff of what is basically cotton candy,
Bruh.
flavored and colored in all manner of beautiful and whimsical ways.
How many does he have?
He has like 24 in this little thing.
He's about to
Yes.
have 0.
I'll take your
Toddling up.
I
entire
will buy all of them. I will buy
Excuse me.
100%.
Oh my god.
Would you like to buy some candies?
Yeah, how much are they?
He points at what appears to be handwritten by a 4-year-old sign that says, 1 copper for 3.
Oh my god.
Give the boy 2 gold right now.
Pay for this kid's college right now.
Yeah, I'm literally like, yeah.
I will.
There's
Whatever,
like-
however much money he wants.
Okay.
Yeah, how
There's
many does it look like he has?
it looks like
know.
there's 6 rows of 4 and there's like 2 missing. So there's probably about 22.
Which would be
Give him 2 silver.
7 copper.
Yeah, so 2 silver, right?
You give him 2 silver?
Give him 2 silver.
Give the boy a gold at least. Look at that. He's a child.
Dude, silver is already
How-
like insane. Like,
He
gold's gonna
looks
give
like
a
he
mom a
is
heart attack.
struggling mightily to do the math on the change and looks to what appears to be his mom.
Oh.
You can keep it.
Keep the change.
Just keep it.
Oh. Just undoes the strap and hands you the whole thing.
Oh
I'll take out
Yeah.
a bag that we have and kind
Thank
of shovel it in and then hand it back to him. Here,
Mhm,
you're gonna
mhm.
need that.
Okay.
Can we trade? And I'll take out my candy that we make from my home, the tree sap candy,
Uh-huh.
and I'll give it to
Yeah.
him.
A piece?
A piece of it.
Okay. Before he takes it, he looks again at his mom. And
You
like
might
with
wanna
his
tell her
hand
what that
halfway out.
is.
You see her nod.
Yeah. You might want to tell her what that is.
It's tree sap candy.
He toddles back to her before you even finish
Oh, no.
explaining. Holds it up to her.
You tell her.
She looks
tell her.
over at you.
Just tell her what it is. Do it.
It's tree sap candy.
All right, thank you. Good job. And he puts it in his mouth and starts sucking on it. And then they both walk away.
You
Put
said
2 in my
they-
cheeks like a chipmunk.
And just to make sure I heard you properly, they were turtles? Is that what
Yes.
you said?
Him
My
was
life
for-
is complete. I could
I
die
we
happy.
We should have let him do his.
Wait, come
we
back,
should've-
child. Come say more words.
We would have.
No, he's gone.
We should
How
have
did you make them?
We should have let him do his full elevator pitch because I wanted to hear Matt talk more.
Yeah.
He would have had one.
Guys, we were fools.
Great things.
But we
come
paid
from
for some of his college. It's fine.
Yeah.
It's fine.
Yeah, one in each cheek, and then like. Yeah,
Oh fuck.
So we have a bag of 20 now.
No, we have a
Yeah.
Is
They're
Nimbus
all
candies?
secretly good berries.
Oh my god, I
Oh.
don't care. I want them anyway. Okay.
I will say, Eclipse, since you're familiar with them, you know that if you keep them in a bag together in
They're gonna s-
daytime, they're probably all going to melt into
Yeah.
each other instead.
It was
They
it was
kind of
more
are meant
just to
be
get
eaten
them off
quickly.
of his little
Yeah.
display case so he could use it again. Okay, so I imagine in one of the boxes that we got for the coil stuff, I'll just like dump a couple out, like spread it amongst us all pretty evenly.
Mm-hmm.
These are also really good. And he absolutely deserved all that for these. These are fantastic.
I love sweets.
And I hope he liked the tree sap one. Anyways, what the hell happened?
Well, she gave us some information. She was really hesitant. I think she kind of likes him. I think
Oh,
he's
yes.
geared himself to her in some way.
I got the feeling that she cares very deeply about her students, but particularly very deeply about him.
She did indicate, though, that he is very ambitious and has unique research interests that have been specifically discouraged by the university. Specifically about the sources of magic and people who have access to magic at a very early age, and why magic isn't more widely available.
You see her
Okay.
kind of shift as she's hearing about it.
She
So
claims he was not capable of anything criminal, but that he goes against the rules.
Okay. In a vacuum, right? What you are saying, aside from the breaking rules part,
Mhm.
is a non-issue. The problem is that we have a mountain of context that makes what he's studying really, really awful.
Mhm.
And
Yep.
should he be fully connected to what's going on, there's gonna be issues.
Asmodeus' advocate.
I need you to fix that. But I understand what you're saying.
Now, it's just become a question of what his motivations are, which we still do not know. We
What if
Intention's always hard.
I just
we just don't know enough?
understand.
It's entirely possible that if they had any sort of an inkling of knowing that he's interested in this kind of stuff and that they potentially are involved and all of this is actually linked together, it could have been used as fuel to try to get him to help. We don't know until we speak with him. And even if we speak with him, we won't know if it's true.
Alright.
It's
Actually,
too many coincidences.
That's the problem. What?
I can make sure that we know whether or not he's telling the truth.
So could I.
Okay, who can make it happen right now?
We have to
I-
find him, but I can do it immediately.
Okay.
I could do it tomorrow. I do not
Okay,
have it
so if we
prepared.
don't today, we have backups in case he's very good at stopping whatever you're doing and do it again. Okay.
I will
Well,
say,
we know
I
where
will
he lives. I'll pull out the piece of paper, which I assume has something useful
We'll
written
get
on
to
it.
that. Brightwing, what were you saying?
Well, he is apparently supposed to be scheduled to come back to office tomorrow evening.
Tomorrow, not tonight.
No,
She hasn't
Tomorrow.
seen him since the incident.
That's the part that I
Exactly.
do not like.
Faye, you see written on it South Gold Brick Quarter.
In Hampshire.
Hamster.
Hampshire.
Sorry.
Next to Lord Wellington's.
Anyways, we have gone. We're gone. All right.
Oh no.
Everybody play Gloom. It's a good game.
Facts.
And we're not sponsored.
Not yet.
Not yet.
Not
I'll
yet.
make it happen.
Yeah. The critically acclaimed story builder game Gloom. We can get the first starter pack for the low price of $19.99.
For you too, to make your family
okay,
as miserable
hold
as
on,
possible.
wait.
I don't know.
Wait,
If that's true.
hold
Don't go with that. It's not true. I don't know.
We really shouldn't be
Family
saying
is
anything like
miserable
that.
for
you.
Let's
Stop.
this redacted. Redacted.
Pop the brakes.
But if you want to sponsor us, let us know.
Shut up!
Oh my gosh.
How far
Um,
away is that quarter? I could send a few to look if we don't have an exact location.
I think that's a
Eclipse,
reasonable-
you would be familiar with it. It is just outside of like the outer rim of the campus, and is commonly like not student housing, but students who are at very high levels, like what would be quote unquote the PhD level
Right.
in the university, often end up living there because it's close and it's a little bit higher
Right.
brow.
It gives them a place to do what they need to do. And all that. Okay. Well, I mean, again, I don't know how aware they're going to be of the magical aspect of whatever you send out, because we've usually used that on relatively not magical people. So if you don't think it's going to ping anything to send to them, that might be our safest option.
The thing, Rankswing, the two of you, do you know of anything that is able to distinguish magic actively?
What?
What?
Like, is there anything that either of you know of that is able to just say, hey, there's magic in this area without having to cast something? Or prepare
Well, my spell that I use to know where magic lasts for 10 minutes, so I could cast it away and be able to tell.
He would have to have
Traveling-wise.
that. He would have to have a spell up actively in order to do that. But if he saw you cast a spell, he's probably familiar enough with Arcana to know. I mean, a lot of wizardy stuff. My stuff's pretty interpretive, but like the wizardy stuff is like what Jessie did with the triangles and stuff.
Yeah, what was
So
that, by
I-
the way?
What did here?
Okay. I'm more worried that if a creature's scurrying about and he happens to have it active, is he gonna tell it's magical? Is kind of what I'm saying. Like, if
I mean, we
Yaznip did
could-
scout it out,
We could try it. Yes, if
and
you
you
would want
do that without wasting it?
a spell.
Sure.
I haven't used any spells today, so it is only a first level.
I mean,
No.
for both of you.
No, for me.
Oh,
Doesn't
yes.
cost anything to do it right now to test it.
Hello, Warlock.
I don't know that. I don't know fucking know how it works.
No one knows anything about that.
True.
Hey, Yaznip, where does your magic come from? No.
Back to this. Okay. I can bring them, and there's no money cost, but they can look just like they have before. And if they find who they're looking for, then they'll let me know.
I mean, does it cost you magical energy? However you do the...
Well, I can't do it frequently,
That's what I mean.
but
Like,
if we
if you did it
remain
now.
here while they look, perhaps.
Okay, so if you could do that, let Brightwing look at it with her magic she did in the office, see if you can ping it as a magical thing. Is kind of what I want to know.
Yeah. I
it's a
see.
test.
I could also additionally, if we're trying to do this more streak, I could persuade an animal just to go in there and see what they see.
Would they be able to communicate back to you?
If they come back.
Can you
I
see
need
through
one
their
now.
eyeballs like Yasnip can see through their eyeballs?
No, I'm afraid not. It would be real.
Also,
Okay,
there's the
mouse or
if they
something.
come back, I need them to come back.
Yes.
So
We could also
But that would be no magic.
just go look.
yeah. So I mean, there's a couple, but I mean, even just for future reference, testing this would probably be a good idea because we're gonna go up against very magical people soon. So I would like to know how highly that is to trigger somebody.
Alright.
If we're going to be looking to test, perhaps we'll do that later then. If
Okay.
the mode is to go and look, then we should do that. Either way, I think talking to him today would be better because although the doctor was very helpful, I do suspect that their emotions may get the best of them. And the last thing that I would want is for that to compromise us potentially getting in contact with this person.
I would also like to point out that I find it very strange if he is evolved that he would stick around.
Yeah, I don't have any magic that could locate anything like that. I could just
I mean,
I can talk to him.
would you be able to reach out? Do we want to go that route?
Not yet.
Hmm.
Probably make sure he's not here first. And if there's anything at his house, if he's not. Right?
Let's go check. If you guys want to just
This is the investigation part, right?
right,
Yes.
let's go check. First and foremost, just in case we're being sneaky, I should probably change into this new stuff.
Yeah,
Oh,
There
yes,
you
yes,
go.
yes, yes, yes.
If you're concerned about looking too much like your dad, I could try to make you up a little bit. Or does that suit have a helmet?
No, it's
I will
up
also
there.
say, if we're trying to go in the word of caution, I do have a spell that does dispel magic if he has words of it. I don't have it prepared today. We want to investigate his house. It would be
If he's
tomorrow.
I think we
that
just wanna see if it's home.
paranoid.
I don't think we're gonna break it in there.
Okay.
Mm. Okay, so
But I could prepare
Yeah.
tomorrow if you want to look deeper.
let's just go look again. If he runs away, then that honestly puts him at the top of my shit list. So at this point, I'm getting really tired of this.
Yeah, I think we just need to find the guy.
Yeah. If he's innocent, he'll worm his way out of it. If he's guilty, he'll get the hell out of town and we will find him.
Well, at this
Trying
point, he's
to
our
be
only lead.
calm about this. So, let me get changed into whatever this is, and then we can head up.
It's
Also,
worth mentioning
Matt-
he's not the most social type. So we'll want to be a little bit less intimidating. Otherwise he might seize up.
I'll pull the pink ribbon out and like slowly tie it around my hair and like.
Oh my gosh! Wow.
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 Matt, can I also ask, are we in nature? Is this
You're in a
Are you in danger?
nature.
Nature.
Oh, nature.
We're constantly in danger.
No.
What do you mean?
Well,
not in... We're
yeah,
in
no.
park.
Even where you are right now, this is
Okay.
a very like man-made park, and there's buildings
Okay,
everywhere.
just making
This would
sure.
not count.
This would not count for the short rest.
No.
Okay, cool. Just making sure.
So reasonably, can I change into this mithril splint, or will it take more effort?
You can. It'll take a few minutes, but you certainly can.
Okay, I'm gonna do that.
Oh, guys, we
Okay.
forgot about the moat thing. We should have done something. It's like, okay.
It's cool to see.
Oh, it's cool to see.
You're
I'll take
Depending on
the
how fast you
jacket
ate and talked, that hour's not quite up, but
Hmm.
you don't have much time left.
off.
I mean-
I'm gonna take the leather jacket off and put on the one that I swiped from Face House.
Oh, the fancy tan one.
Yeah,
Woo!
Okay.
we'll do that.
Word. Okay. Any other prep?
It's really nice not seeing disadvantage anymore. Okay.
Oof.
Mm-hmm.
Having
Uh-huh.
me still
I wonder
study.
what that's like.
I don't want to hear it, dude. Like.
I earned this.
Do you
I
have
did.
the other item, Sean?
Hmm?
Do you have the other item?
Oh, I do have the other item. And in fact, you probably would have noticed that.
You would if you pulled it out.
Yeah, so you would have noticed at some point during this entire ordeal that the shield on his back has been replaced by one that looks mostly similar, aside from some very specific, very slight runic carvings that outline it. But otherwise, it just looks like a new shield.
I think once I get changed, I'll kind of shift, hop a little bit. Nice.
Nice.
Now I can sneak up on Luna.
Mm.
All right, and you guys are gonna head to the area on the note.
Yes.
Okay. Eclipse, once again, more or less. Actually, the map that you have, Faye, would have, like, at the edge of it, because it only covers the campus, like an arrow pointing off that says Gold Brick Quarter this way. So you guys make your way that way. And I will say... Actually, we'll roll to find first and then see how long it takes you before we determine where your spell's at, Brightwing. So I will have somebody roll an investigation check. And then we'll go from there depending on what the roll is. Was that a nose goes or you pointing at
No,
yourself?
that was a I can do.
Okay.
Guidance.
Uh, 22.
22. Okay. It takes you maybe another 10 minutes because you're close to the border of the university grounds where you ate was. Maybe another 10 minutes to get to this area, this like housing quarter. And then you kind of case the southern part of it. But you can tell it's like the way it's broken up into streets. There's an area that is clearly like the southern part of it. I'm assuming you're not going door to door knocking and asking people, are you? Or are you?
Are there mailboxes with like little like
No.
so and so lives out?
There are numbers, but no, there's no names on buildings or mailboxes.
Is there anyone around that looks like students?
Once or twice you probably pass someone walking through who look like they could be older students, maybe. As you walk, it's not like a busy street at all. It seems to be
I
more
might,
of a housing area.
Like walk a little bit in front of her, behind her, off to the side from the group, and like if I see somebody that looks like a student or something as we're kind of walking through, like just pull out a folded piece of paper and just say, hey, I've got a message for Cyrus Nichols. Do you know which house is his? The address is smudged.
Okay. You come across like an auburn hair elf woman, probably around your age actually, with her hair tied up into a ponytail. What looks like student garb of some kind on, holding books. The way that girls hold books. And, inside joke. And roll a deception check.
Yeah, he's red hair, and I'll minor illusion what he looks like.
Okay.
It's a 28.
Oh my gosh. Okay, and Yasnip, you were stepping along with her when
With
this
the
happened.
minor illusion, yeah.
Okay.
It was the attempt to give advantage, but she didn't need it.
Okay. Yeah. When you speak, Faye, you don't see any recognition. She kind of like cocks her head a little bit, but then Yasnip comes up and flashes this picture. I don't know his name, but I've seen him before. It's 3 buildings down that way, I believe. One of those apartments. I'm not sure which one.
That's great. That's helpful. Thank you.
Of course. Have a good one. Walks away.
Yeah. Da-dum, 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 da-dum,
Okay.
da-dum.
You guys make your way over to this building. What are you doing? Are you just all standing outside the doors? Are you...
Is it a multi-story building? Is it like an apartment
Yes.
complex? Oh, fuck.
It's not a complex. It's like a 2-story building, kind of like a condo, basically, like with a stairwell around the bottom that goes up to the next one. And
How
it's
many-
usually like 2 apartments on top of each other.
Okay, so it's like a bottom top floor, just the 2, or is it like 4?
Yeah, and then they're kind of connected to another 2 that are next door, townhome-ish sort of situation.
Okay, there we go.
And then there are other buildings
Is-
nearby.
Like a
So in the
fourplex.
building in the general building that she pointed at, there looks to be 4 apartments.
Is there like alley cats? Like wandering animals?
Oh my heavens. There are not
me, I
alley
came out of the
cats.
alley.
This is you can tell as you walk through here, this is a pretty like upscale neighborhood. So you do not just see any mangy alley cats walking about. Just for the heck of it, roll a D100, Brightwing.
You see a scrunkly tabaxi wanderers.
Luna.
Luna, what are you doing here?
You see a wide-eyed, long-haired black cat.
The void emerges
Elfie.
from the shadows.
On top of a door.
On top of a door, specifically.
Knocks a plate over.
Why is there a plate on top of the door? You don't know.
22.
Damn. Okay.
It's pecans. He
On
followed
a
his-
D100?
It's pecans. No, it is not pecans.
Could you imagine? that?
At some point you see like standing perched on like a small lamppost what looks to be like a robin.
Where's
Um,
Batman?
I'll try to kind of like wave at it, and I'll cast Speak with Animals.
Okay. As a spell, not ritually.
Yeah, as a spell.
Okay.
I got this motor puzzle. We don't got time, Matt.
Fair enough.
Where is it? Okay. Yes. Excuse me.
Yes?
Sawati, I was wondering if you could be of assistance to us.
Perhaps.
All right. We are looking for someone in particular.
A
He
bird?
lives in- I'm afraid not a bird.
I mostly know birds.
You know, I do too.
He cocked his head.
But I was wondering if you frequent this area and have seen someone in this building. And she points to the building.
I mean, I've seen people. Yes?
I'll turn it. Yes, can you do the thing?
She says in common after a bit of dialogue in Korean and chirping in reply.
I can do many things, Brightwing. You're going to be a little bit more.
The making of the person.
I
Not here, you
don't
can't.
think that I'm set to do that at this point in my life. I
There it is.
appreciate the offer.
No.
Eclipse
looks
turns
at-
around and
he
cannot
looks-
handle anything.
Yep.
She literally cocks her head and doesn't understand what you mean.
True.
She's like, with the magic. What are you
Slap him.
making-
It was literally
find
the.
a
I'm gonna tell
illusion.
him, no, don't you dare.
No.
Minor illusion again.
Okay. The
This
face of
gentleman.
Cyrus.
Mhm.
He flits down to your staff to get a closer look. Cocks his head again. Yeah. I seen him.
Yes.
Mhm.
Do you know which door he would go through?
Scratches his face with his claw.
I'll reach into my birdseed pouch and just hold a couple in my hand, but not visible yet.
Okay. I think it's that one. Points with his beak.
You can point with his wing.
Yeah, he doesn't point with his wings. It's not something that he does. And points to the bottom story and the left of the two halves.
That's great. Thank you very much. Would you like something in return, or would for your assistance?
I'm assistance.
Oh, I guess that's true. I'll just look to Yasna. It's like, yes, do you have seeds in your
Throw
pouch?
some in the hand right in front of the illusion.
Okay.
Oh, you are one step ahead of me.
He immediately flits down, pecks up a couple seeds, and then flits back up to his lamppost.
Thank
Nibbles on
you.
them. Sure.
He says that it's that one right there. He's pretty sure.
Great. I go knock on the door.
Okay.
Fuck.
Okay.
Okay. Hold on.
Yeah.
Hold on.
Wait.
I'm letting her do it.
Mm-hmm.
Go for it, girl.
Yeah.
Go, queen. Pop off.
Listen, I'll just want us to sort of evaluate.
She has already knocked.
Yeah, she's
Yeah, she's
marching
already
to the
knocked.
door
No,
to knock.
I
It's
understand.
not
We're
a
having this
pop
conversation in transit.
Knock, by the way,
Okay.
it is
It's
a
like
normal
15 steps
person
away.
knock. It is not an aggressive knock. It is as pleasant as I can physically manage right now.
Like a con save.
See, here's the thing. I'm
wisdom.
like, I'm gonna say 80% sure that if Cyrus opens that door,
Brightwing, please go stand next to Eclipse.
Eclipse, have you stopped at all as Adrian has talked? You hear him start to speak. Do you stop at all? What you're doing?
Hold on. Just give me a. Just give me
she's gonna find out.
No, girl. No, girl. Just go.
No,
for it.
no.
Do it.
No, I do. I
No.
go knock.
Okay. Oh,
There's
you
no
stop
There's no stop.
or you knock?
There's-
Okay.
there's no-
So by the
there's no
time
stop.
that
There is
Adrian,
not.
you
There
get
is
to
no
the point
stop.
that you
There
got
is
to
no
what you're saying, it's knock. What kind of knock did you say it was?
It's like hang on. It's just like
I'll go up with them.
Very gentle.
It's
just like a.
Just little thumpies.
Okay.
Oh fuck.
I'm gonna be
Ominous.
20 feet back.
Mm-mm.
Okay. Is anyone else 20 feet back, or the rest of you up with Eclipse?
I think Yasna told me to go up there, and I was like,
Yeah, right when I saw her go, I'm like, Brightwing, please go stand next to her at least.
So I'll go stand next to her.
I'm
Okay.
gonna be casing the joint from the outside. I'm looking for escape routes, windows, everything. I'm trying to keep a keen eye out for any of that stuff.
Okay. Roll a perception check, Edwin.
I need big money and no whammies. Fuck!
Then he got a whammy.
11.
11.
All digits, please.
Better than
Okay.
half.
It's not a single one. It is two.
You're looking for windows and doors.
Yeah, like
It's true.
I know. I'm looking for
Some of the
windows.
valves are hidden though, you know.
Exactly.
He's
Those
got a ladder up to
sneaky,
the
sneaky
second floor
doors.
and a fire escape, bitch. Anyways.
Can
Um,
I also, Matt, while I'm walking up, can I cast Detect Magic not ritually?
You can.
Okay.
It's within 30 feet.
Yes.
Is that correct?
Yeah.
Okay. And it's concentration for up to 10 minutes, right?
Yep.
And there are some notes about what it can go through.
You have to be
Yes.
able to see
So the spell can penetrate most barriers, but it's blocked by 1 foot of stone, 1 inch of common metal, and a thin sheet of lead, or 3 feet of wood or dirt.
Okay.
He padded the damn place.
And it's an area you
It's
can
lead
see
line.
as well, correct?
That
Well,
wouldn't
its
surprise me,
spell can
honestly.
penetrate, so I'm assuming, like, I can sense. It's just you sense magic. So
Okay.
I
It
feel like
doesn't
if
say anything
something's-
about seeing.
It says for the duration you sense the presence of magic within 30 feet.
Yep.
If you.
Okay.
So yeah.
Okay. Roll a d20.
Oh. Natural 20.
Let's
Okay.
Go.
That's what the Brightwing does too.
Eee.
Okay.
That might not have been good though.
Okay. So, just to make sure we're all set up here.
Oh, no.
Aedwin, you're standing a little ways away from the building, casing
Yes.
windows and potential exits.
Yes.
Okay. Eclipse is knocking on the door. Brightwing, you are up at the door with Eclipse, casting the spell. Correct?
Well,
Brightwing.
she said she cast it on her
I'm
way
sorry.
up.
While I was walking up there, I was like, oh god, and then I cast it.
Okay, and now you're up at the door with her.
Yeah.
Okay, and then Yasnip, you're 20 feet back of the door, and Faye.
Probably like 10 feet behind Eclipse.
Okay. Okay. Let's see. Brightwing. Actually, no. Eclipse. When you knock, you then wait for a second, and you hear, with your newly high passive perception, the brief sound of a shuffle inside, and then silence. A few seconds go by. Brightwing steps up next to you. Brightwing, you don't initially get anything, and then about maybe 10 seconds after Eclipse knocked, you get a blip of illusion magic.
He went
Another
crazy.
10 seconds. Actually, another 10, 15 seconds goes by, no answer to the door. Is there anything you want to do, Eclipse?
I'll whisper to Eclipse. There was illusionary magic. You might have gone invisible or put up an illusion. But I'll whisper that. So
Okay. Eclipse, do you hold? After about 15 seconds, are you doing anything new? I guess is the question. Or do you wait?
While she says that, I'm just gonna. You can see in there.
I can see magic, but I can't see anything. And what type? But I can't see what it actually is.
Around that time, in the midst of you two
Yeah.
back and forth, Aedwin, you see a window on the side of the building. Every window that you guys see, by the way, in this apartment is completely blocked by dark gray curtain. So you don't see anything inside. Aedwin, you see a curtain in a window on the side of the building shift slightly for about a second and then move back.
Okay. Noted.
Can I
Another-
see Edwin where I'm standing?
Yes, he's
Okay, I'm gonna look over at
off to the
him.
side.
kind of nod towards the door.
I'll sort of do like a little motion like this, and then point to the curtain that was just moved.
Okay, you see him point to the side of the building. You're at the very front, so you don't
Right.
see what he's pointing at. But you
Okay.
see him point to the side of the building.
Okay. I'm gonna knock at the same exact knock that I just did. It's not angry, it's not aggressive, it's the same knock, just to remind that I am still standing here.
Okay. Okay, you knock
Is this
again.
like a standalone? So just for the mental picture, does this place look like there's something behind it, or is there like a wall behind it, or does it look like there's
just
open
an open
space
field.
behind the house?
There's several of these buildings that are pretty close. So there's like a large. It's not even really an alley. It's more of a small street, like a large alley or a small street, lined in these lamp posts that the robin was. Did I say it was a robin? I think so.
Mhm.
Yes, had landed on.
Does it look like a
um,
back door?
You're not sure.
Could I look for a back door?
You want to go around?
Yeah.
Okay. Is this something that you do after the time we've gotten to, or
Yes.
Okay.
This would be after the visual
Second knock.
from yeah.
Okay. Okay. You move around back. You do not see a back door. You do pass the window on the side that you gather Aedwin was pointing at.
Okay. So there's the window on the side, there's no back, and there's no other side? Like the right side? So if that was the left side, there's no right side?
The right side is connected to another building of
Got it.
other
Okay.
apartments.
Perfect. Achieved.
Does the illusionary magic that I see, is it moving or is it like
Like, did it move to the window and come back?
And then
Yeah.
did it move to the
Wow.
wall?
So
Oh my gosh!
I throw Adrian through the building.
True.
The entire thing just falls. It just
Adrian
breaks
and I
apart.
activate Get Help.
Fuck you. Why am
Okay.
I
We're
asking
doing that
this?
by the end of the campaign. That has to happen once. I
Okay,
demand
so
this be done.
here's where the C part of detect magic does come in.
okay?
You can sense that magic has occurred within your radius and that it's illusionary,
Mhm.
but the way to pinpoint it is you see a faint aura
Okay.
around any visible creature or object in the area that bears magic. So, given that what you expect is the source of the magic is inside, you're not like maintaining a
Okay.
like a sensor on it. You just got a blip of illusionary magic when something happened. And you sense that it is still active. You just don't have like a locational pinpoint. You know, based off your use of the spell, that if you could see, you would potentially see an aura.
And if she can still get the sense, it's within 30 feet of her.
Yeah, she does still sense that there is some sort of illusionary magic active within 30 feet.
Is there any magic on the door? Like if we tried to, with like something happened if we tried to open the door?
There's no magic on the door that you sense with your spell, and there is no reply to your second knock, Eclipse, after another 15 seconds. Yosnip, are you staying around the back?
Yeah, I'm trying to get whatever advantage I can from whatever other possible outs there are from this building.
Okay. It seems like that large window on the side is the only other thing, so if you want to stay on the side. Okay.
She'll call Eclipse.
I'm looking for Cyrus Nichols. If you are here, please come to the door. I have a couple of questions for you.
Ten seconds goes by. 15.
Please?
No reply. No more sound.
I'll turn to Eclipse.
I'm going
I
to
ha-
gently
have
rest
something-
my fist on the door, and there is a lot of self-control happening.
I'll turn to Eclipse.
And it stops when you start talking.
I could see if he is invisible. I have to see where he is, but I would like be able to see it. But I can't see it through this door. I will also say I could, if I do see him, I can do something to make sure he doesn't cast anything successfully, but I will lose the concentration.
Just as a brief note, because you understand your magic, you only see a faint aura around a visible creature or object. So if it was an invisible creature or object, you wouldn't actually see the aura.
Oh, okay.
If it was something else, you
That's
could
the
potentially
invisibility.
see one.
That's the invisibility.
Got it. Okay. I can still sense that he is around me.
That is true.
Okay. I can be still within 30 feet. I could also cast something that would make sure he cannot produce magic.
Faye.
But
Yeah.
that would also include anyone that was near me.
Faye, do you have sending?
Mhm.
Can you send to the inspector before I
Mhm.
break this door down?
Smart.
Thank you.
Just
And
take a half
I'm
step.
gonna put my fist down, and I'm just going to stay exactly where I am.
Okay.
I am not moving.
Okay.
Back up another 5 feet. And send a message to Inspector Kovac. We believe we have a location on Cyrus Nichols. There's someone in his home. He's not answering the door. We're in the gold. What do you call it? The gold block
Gold
quarter?
brick
Gold brick.
district. Quarter. Gold brick quarter.
In the gold brick quarter. We'll stay here if you could send some backup.
Can you give Now's number so they find it faster?
Yes, I.
Okay, cool.
Street
Clearly,
name.
it's number 69. No, it's not.
Yeah,
Nice.
Nice.
Number 4, Privet Drive.
Oh, I know where to find him.
Yep.
You just hear, on my way. That's it.
To the point. There you go.
From the window.
To the
I'll
walls.
just- Cyrus, we got done speaking with Professor Dahlia. We just want to talk.
Hold on. Let me pull something up real quick.
It's like, how far can I teleport without some?
Please hold.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Brightwing and Eclipse.
Mm-hmm.
You hear about 15 feet behind you and to the left what sounds like the soft land of shoed feet.
When I hear that, Matt, right where that is, I'm going to drop what I have and I'm going to cast Silence.
Yes.
And that-
Okay.
Right where that is, and that's a 20-foot radius.
Okay. And you, what are the components for silence?
Silence. For the duration, concentrate, nothing. It's just no components.
Verbal and
Just verbal
somatic.
and
Verb-
somatic.
Okay. You cast the spell. You feel it blanket out. And you roll. I will say Eclipse and Brightwing roll perception checks.
Come on, buddy.
Why? Why do you have to do that?
Why are you so... It's a 13.
21.
Okay. Eclipse, when Brightwing turned, you heard that same, like, it seemed like the soft landing of feet. You turned as well, and you saw Brightwing cast a spell in a moment, and you see nothing else. Actually, let me look at silence really quick.
It's a 20-foot radius spear.
Okay.
And we hear nothing.
You hear nothing. And then about 5 seconds later, Brightwing, you feel the blip of illusion magic pass outside your radius.
I feel an agility in that direction immediately.
Do we
Okay.
know what direction that's in?
Do you say something, Brightwing?
Yeah. Point. Well, no.
What would have been the verbal? Because you need verbal.
Yeah, you all heard Brightwing cast and saw Brightwing cast a spell, and then a few seconds later, Brightwing, you feel the blip disappear. You point in that direction.
Yeah.
Okay.
And
you
your
all
range
see
is
Brightwing
30
point.
feet. You already said that, right?
Well,
Detect
Your
detect
detect
magic's
magic.
gone.
Yeah,
That's right. You dropped the
concentration.
detect magic, so
Yeah.
you don't know anything.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we actually don't know where he is at all. Now.
Yeah.
My statement still stands. I feel an agility in that exact
You've-
direction.
Okay.
We heard where he fell, right?
Yeah, it
You
is in the
heard
direction that he
You
fell.
heard what sounded like a brief landing of feet.
Yeah.
And then that was it.
It is
because you then
immediately in
cast
that
silence.
direction. I don't care.
Okay.
That's
So-
a brutal instinct on that
Okay.
one.
I'm going to put you guys on a map
Okay.
just to work this out. Okay. Let me do this. Let me also do oh boy, this. Okay. So, let's see where you guys are. So, Brightwing, you are
Not prepared and not in roll 20.
oh yes, you should be in roll 20. For what it's worth, well, actually, it would be, yeah, it's this one. Okay. The door, there's like a stairwell at the top of this thing on the bottom. You see that?
Yes.
Okay, so that's not technically there, and the door is. Hold on, let me just put it. I will do this. The door is here.
So I would have been here, kind of. I guess.
Yes, you were there. Yep, Yasnip was there. Aedwin would technically be like slightly off the map, probably. Down to the left or to the bottom, and Faye, you're there.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Well, I would have been at the side of the building, wherever the window was.
Oh, that's right. So you're down here, basically. Okay. Okay. Eclipse, you take off running. You know what? Heck this. Yeet. Okay. You take off running. There is this large street vertically here.
Yep.
Why is this horrible color on my thing? And then there's like a large alley right below where the map ends that intersects perpendicular.
Okay.
So when you get about 10 feet off the map to the south,
Okay.
there's either left, right, or straight ahead. Where do you go?
Which way looks the most crowded?
Nothing. There's not people around right now. You know that like a more main thoroughfare outside of the housing like quarter you're in would be down this main street further.
Which way is out of the city?
I mean, technically every way is out of the city. There are gates at all four corners of the compass. The nearest way out would be generally east, but there are enough crossing streets in this area that you could take any street and make some turns and end up going east at some point. Generally, east would be straight down.
Okay. I'm going straight down.
Okay. And you're just running.
Yep.
Okay.
If I don't hit something within 60 feet, I will slow down. So that I'm
Okay.
not immediately getting away from them. But that is as fast as I can go in a single round with feline agility is 60 feet.
Okay.
Plus action
Yasmin?
dash. She went down?
Yes.
Yeah, I just went straight.
Hell, once I see her, I'm going.
Yeah, I would follow.
Okay. Okay. Everybody's running after Eclipse. Is anybody not?
Well, actually,
Can I have her? Can we
Yeah,
listen?
can I
Can we
take a
hear
second?
footsteps go any direction?
yeah,
Like
I'd take a
past
second
the
to
past the
listen.
20-foot silence cube?
Yeah, that's kind of what I'm shooting for. Is once I get past that point.
I would say Aedwin, roll a perception check.
Oh, fuck.
Let's go.
Oh my god, guys, it happened. It finally happened. So that's a natural 20 for a 23.
Okay.
Go.
Wow.
So this is a blur of stuff that happens to you, Aedwin. You don't hear that initial sound that Eclipse and Brightwing heard. Only they heard that. And then out of nowhere, no explanation why, you see Brightwing turn and cast something in the middle of the road. You see a blanket of Arcana briefly.
Okay.
And you hear nothing for a couple seconds, and then you hear the patter of footsteps running down the street.
Okay.
In which
Okay.
direction?
Just
South. What on the
Yeah.
map is south. Technically, it's east, but
Eclipse is running that direction as fast as
yes,
possible.
you
right?
see Eclipse running that direction
Okay.
as
Don't
well.
you have a fancy new whip?
I can't see shit.
And
So,
Nene.
okay, so can I gauge based on? Can I basically can I echolocate this fucking guy?
Like now that you've
Can
got a
you-
beat on him?
Now that I've
Echo- you
heard
wanna follow-
where he is,
You want to follow
I
the
wanna
footsteps? You hear them
Not
like
necessarily.
disappearing that
So-
direction.
right? So what I'm trying to determine based on the sound is how far away he is from me.
You can certainly try. What are you wanting to do with that?
Well, if I can determine where he is, I'm going to calculate an angle to tackle him to the ground.
Okay.
I'm essentially going to intercept his movement as best as I
Okay.
can by predicting where he is going.
Flag football.
Wow.
Based
Wow.
purely on the
Yeah.
sound. Yeah.
Wow, wow,
Exactly.
wow. Okay. This is very
Also-
interesting.
I would like to point out, I ran through the silence, right?
Yes, you
So
did.
unless he's looking behind him, he won't fucking hear me for those first 20 feet.
That's true.
And you're quiet now.
And I am
Okay.
a little bit quieter now, but feline agility very fast.
Here's what's gonna happen.
It's not still.
Eclipse, I need you to also roll a perception check because you are attempting to hunt him down from behind as
Correct.
well.
Okay. Do I? Hang on. Okay, and I already have proficiency, so it's really bad again. It's just an 8. I can't roll for shit again.
Okay, here's what we're gonna do.
Okay.
I'm going to have each of you roll a D100.
Oh god, here we go. Okay.
This is a high, which really means low DC, in the sense that you need to roll very low. Aedwin, you're going to have advantage.
Okay.
Because of your perception roll.
Okay.
Eclipse, you're going to have disadvantage. And this is luck
I keep the
guided
higher
by...
number in this case, right?
You want the
keep
lower
the higher number.
That my disadvantage means I need
yeah.
the higher.
Yes,
number.
yes. And
Okay.
Aedwin, you keep the lower number.
Okay.
This is... Yeah, go ahead, Brian.
I have something I want to do, but after they do this,
Okay.
Okay.
because it might screw up what they're doing.
And I don't get anything because I don't know he's invisible, right?
You don't know he's invisible, and you also don't know why they're running. Except that Brightwing pointed and then everyone started running.
Point. I just saw Eclipse go, so I just
I
followed
would like to
Eclipse.
state the sheer
I
irony
rolled a
that the
3.
Okay. Okay.
I'm sorry.
Oh,
am I
are
wrong?
you chasing?
It's just me
Yeah,
and
we were all
Eclipse,
running.
right?
I thought we were all running.
Well, it was
Okay.
just me and Eclipse that were
Oh.
looking, though. I
Yeah,
thought.
you can all be running,
Oh.
but you don't have the speed to catch up.
Okay.
So,
Okay.
Eclipse and Aedwin, what did you guys roll?
Okay, hang on. I'm doing the second one, but the sheer irony is I rolled a natural 20 so far on the D100, so we'll start with that.
Okay.
Amazing.
Okay.
And then it's a 57, so we're fucked.
Okay,
Yeah.
57.
Or wait,
I
no,
rolled-
it was a 0. It was 2 zeros and a 2. So that's
That's a
That's
2.
2.
That's
I
a
rolled a
2.
2 and a 57.
But the other one is a
Fucking
57.
The other was a 57.
Damn.
Yeah.
Okay, Aedwin?
I rolled a 97,
Oh my gosh.
and then I rolled a 20.
Okay,
Okay.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
Okay. the DC was 15.
Ah.
Both of you begin chasing that direction. Aedwin, you still hear the footsteps. Eclipse, you begin to pick up on them as well, although there is a pounding of heartbeat in your own ears from yourself that is making it more difficult. Neither of you, over your span of movement, feel yourself run into anything.
But
Faye,
I can
Brightwing,
still
and you...
hear him.
Yes, slightly ahead of you. Faye, Brightwing, and Yasnip, what are you doing?
Keeping up.
As
Trying
it
to
is
keep
right
up.
now, I'm a chicken with its head cut off. I'm just chasing Eclipse. Because I
Yeah.
Okay.
I'd be so dumb, but I don't know if it would even work because I don't even know if there's anything around here. But I think if I cast plant growth, it overgrows plants for it to be a little bit of a rough terrain. So like it would be creatures moving through the area must spend 4 feet of movement for every 1 foot it moves. But this is not a wooded area, so I'm not sure. If that
No.
would work.
It has to work on plants that exist, right?
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, all normal plants become thick and overgrown. So there's like little tufts of grass breaking up through stone here and there in the street, but not enough to do this.
Okay. Cool. Just making sure. Then that was my only idea. That's
Okay,
what
so
I
you're
had.
running.
Yeah, I'll
You're
run
just
after
running.
them. Yeah. I'll
Okay,
just run.
everybody's just running. Okay. Eclipse
Why
and
are you
Aedwin.
running?
Why are you running? Make another perception check.
I really don't want to, but okay. Okay, that is a 21.
Okay.
No fucking joke. Another natural 20 for a 23.
Wow.
No fucking
Okay.
joke.
Okay. Both of you roll another D100. This time, both of you have advantage.
Come on.
That's really not what I needed. That's the same goddamn number!
The one?
It's 83.
Wow.
You got 283s?
Back to back. Yes.
Wow.
I
7.
fucking
Advantage?
7.
Thank Jesus.
Okay. About 20 or so feet into the next quote-unquote round of movement, Aedwin, you feel like as you're pumping your arms, you feel your fist contact what feels like a clothed elbow.
Gotcha. I'm going to immediately reach out and try and grab whatever is in front of me then.
Okay.
Do I see him do this?
You see a sudden, like, change to his movement, yes. It seems to be somewhat wild because he's grabbing at air as far as you can see.
Okay. Should I recast silence?
No.
No.
Please do
Okay.
not.
No.
You will royally fuck me up if you cast silence.
Okay.
Please do not. The intention was solid, and I'm here for it.
Okay.
But
Please don't do it
all of
again.
us have somatic spells.
Please don't do it again.
There is none. I mean, I can't do anything right now anyway.
Okay, this is very interesting.
I mean,
Okay.
you've already bumped into it,
So-
so can't you just...
Yeah, so this
Snatch.
is a rules question. DMs, feel free to weigh in on this. A grapple uses the attack action.
Yes.
Is it an attack?
No.
No.
You use the attack action to make a grapple, but it is not the attack action. It is
It
it
is
is
a
its
grapple
own.
attack.
The grappling is its own action, so it essentially replaces your attack action for the turn.
Because
Well,
for
one
barbarians,
of
you
your-
could for
One of your
barbarians
attacks
you
would
could
be a grapple.
yeah.
Yeah, it lists
So-
actions in combat, grapple.
It's the attack
Under the
action,
action.
grapple.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because for barbarians, or if you take Tavern Brawler, you can do that as a bonus action, and it's not an
Please,
attack.
please hold. This is I'm not sure if this is correct. and I
Wait,
need
wait,
to
wait,
look.
wait, wait.
It
No,
says it right
no,
there.
we're wrong. We're wrong. We're wrong. Grappling uses the attack action and is not its own action. It is a special
Yeah.
melee attack.
Yes.
Yeah, that's what I just read.
So
Okay.
if you have extra attack, you can technically make 2 grapple attempts.
Yes.
That is correct. Which is Okay.
If you are able to make multiple attacks with the action, this attack replaces one of them.
Okay.
Can I pull stamina?
Adwin, roll a wisdom saving throw.
Okay. 16. Please tell me that was the DC. Please tell me that was the DC. Please tell me
Or
that was
it's
the
one
DC.
away.
Please tell me that was the
15 or
DC. It's
something.
gotta be the
Either one
DC. Gotta be
away.
the DC. It's gotta be the DC.
But he's a 9th. He's like
7th to
This-
9th. 7th to
If
9th.
this kid gets
okay?
away, I'm gonna kill him. Like, I'm
My-
sorry, guys. I don't
My
care
spell
anymore.
DC is a 16. Okay, so
I will
Same.
kill him.
beats it. Yeah.
I will be so angry and he will die with no mercy. I'm gonna lose it. Alright.
You feel a
I'm gonna kill him.
you can't even really put a pin to what you feel because you've not felt anything like it before. For a second, it feels like your whole body pulses almost and vibrates, and there's like a jitter for a second, and the rest of you see what almost looks like if you were watching something and like static occurred, and the image like briefly disappeared and then came back through static. You see that happen to all of Aedwin. But you resist the temporal shunt.
What?
Oh my God! Matthew!
And you make an attack. You still have to make the attack. It's an
Yes.
athletics check. It's an athletics check.
Yes, it is an athletics check.
Okay.
And
Come
he's
on.
rolling athletics for acrobatics. Oh,
Yes.
fuck's sake. Ah! 25!
Okay.
It was against the
You
wizard, so
you all watch as Aedwin reaches out with his is your shield on your back right
Shields
now?
on the back. Shields on the
Okay.
back.
So then reaches out with both arms basically and begins to bring them together, and you, from what all of you can see, it just looks like he's about to clap his hands together, and then both of his arms stop immediately, and you Aedwin, feel a form within your arms, and you tumble to the ground given the momentum that is happening here.
put a sock in his mouth real quick.
I'm gonna need everyone to roll initiative.
Okay.
And I will leave it up to you guys whether we pick up here next time or whether you want to play this out. It is 15 till we would typically end at the latest.
I don't know if we have time to play this out. If it goes long, it's gonna go long.
can just get the initiative and stop. I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
Yeah, me too.
Okay.
Let's do
Um,
that.
All right. Okay. Then I will go ahead and put an initiative counter on here so that we have it for next time.
All
What a
right.
cliffhanger.
And I will also do this. Heck. Why can I not grab? Please let grab. Thank you. Okay.
Thank you.
So we're going to shift everything as if these are several building or a few buildings down.
Gotcha.
Um,
Oh, look at
Okay.
him.
Okay, so this is gonna be here. Yep. Brightwing would be back here. Eclipse, you are basically up here with Aedwin. In fact, you're faster, so you'd probably be about here. I'm gonna put you two here. Faye and Brightwing, you started from about the same distance back, correct?
Mm-hmm.
On the street, so I'm gonna say you guys are basically like this. Even probably another row back, and then Yosnip started a little bit closer, so he would be about here.
I probably started later because I didn't see them for the first 20 feet.
That's
Probably be back where Faye and Brightwing are, if not a little bit further back.
Yeah, that's true. Okay, I would say you'd be equal given your speed. Okay. Is everybody on here? Yes. All right, this is where everybody is. This person is grappled. Can I do a thing, perhaps? Sure. That looks nice. All right. And, oh, well, technically, actually, this is still here because you don't see anything still. And that is where we will leave this session and pick up with whatever the hell happens next in session 38.
So we're
You
not
want to get initiative?
keeping initiative.
Oh, yeah.
now,
Give me your
or are
initiative. Give
we
me.
gonna-
Oh, they're already in here. Oh, no, this
Are
is from
they?
before. No, this is from before. Okay, what are your initiatives? You just shout them out because I've got the full list here.
15.
16.
15, 16.
19.
Wow! 19. What did you say, Osnit?
13.
13,
What was Aedwin's again?
15.
It is now a 7.
And then...
What?
Oh, shit!
Come again?
Okay.
Mine's a 6.
Do you want to share what just happened, since it's like not something that the
So I have
characters
a
really
new
see?
thing, that I thought you guys would enjoy. At the when I roll initiative, because of my background, I can roll a d6 and add it to my initiative, or to someone within 30 feet's initiative.
Cool!
Okay, that's red. Not
That's
gonna
So
so
I rolled a
cool.
2, so I'm adding it to Aedwin to get him higher up on the list.
Okay.
That's rad as shit, actually.
And I rolled really bad. So. there wasn't a-
Okay. So all of the... You guys can see the initiative, right?
No.
No.
What in the sweet hell? Is that normal?
No. I mean, we've never been able to see it, so it's...
Oh, okay.
But no,
All right, that's fine then.
No, it has appeared before.
Yeah, the
roleplay.
turn order is blank.
The turn order is
Yeah.
completely blank.
Okay, I have
this.
no idea why, but I can see it, and that's typically how it is anyway, so that's fine.
We
And
will
I
figure
will
it out.
roll his initiative real quick, which incidentally also
But yeah,
has a
that's
D8.
also every
Okay.
initiative, by the way. That's not a daily thing. That is anytime we start combat,
That's so cool.
I can roll a d6 and give it to somebody or myself.
Nice.
Let me add him. Boop. Okay. All right. That is the end of the session. Favorite moments before we sign off?
The Candy Kid!
Oh my god, yes.
The little turtle! The, for
Mm.
the no reason candy turtle.
I completely forgot, by the way, to describe what it was, how it was.
Yeah.
So the outer shell is like hardened, but it cracked pretty easily when you bit it. And then the inside is basically this whole fluff of cotton candy. Brightwing, if you ate yours, it is probably even for you too sweet in comparison to your candy. It is just pure sugar And your candy is much more natural and toned down, but it is unbelievably sweet. And each of the different colors have different flavors.
She's
Okay.
a.
Yeah, I would have like
I think she's a pretty sweet tooth person, considering she's a bird. Like she's pretty sweet too, so she really likes it.
Okay.
I had 2. I would have picked different flavors and like tried to do like a color combo flavor blend.
Yep.
That double berry action.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
strawberry, blueberry, something like
Mm,
that.
yeah.
Any others that were not
I have
Nimbus Cloud
2.
Kid? Okay.
Well, obviously the turtle kid is top notch. I just like the vibe and the conversation that we had with the doctor. I felt that it was a really good roleplay on all of us. That like we asked really good pointed questions that got us to like a good like understanding of like, oh, this is sus. And then I like the mode of possibility moment between me and her.
Which, just so we know, it is right on the borderline. So here's what I'm gonna say. We'll do this really quick so you know if you have it. Roll a D100.
Oh my god.
It even or odd will determine whether
Even
or not
or
you still
odd?
have it.
Even or
Yep.
odd.
50%.
Don't say what the number is yet. I don't. Oh, here's a piece of paper. I'm gonna write down which one it is, just so you know.
And if
This
it
is
is what it
all
is, she
above
has it or
board.
doesn't.
If she rolls the same thing as this, then she still has it. All right. What did you roll?
A 92.
That's even.
You don't have it.
All right.
Well, we don't have
It
to
was
keep a promise
real
anymore.
close.
We
True.
I mean, he ran. My promise is he's fucking dead.
But
I
the other
do
one is just I don't know why this tickles me so silly. It was when I was trying to talk to the bird and go to cast it. Like, can you make the person?
Can you
Oh,
make
yeah.
the person?
That's really funny.
Damn you, Brian.
Not in public.
Hey, you give me the opportunity, I gotta jump on it, okay?
That was really funny.
My favorite is Sean rolling a natural 20.
Yeah.
My favorite is rolling 2 natural 20s in a row.
In a row.
This is the one. This is the one.
That was especially great too because the first one, while cool, was essentially completely negated by the fact that it didn't fix the percentile dice problem. But then
Yeah.
the second one like redeemed it. What did you roll on your other one? You never said. You rolled a 7. Did you even roll the other one?
I did. I rolled a 20.
Okay,
the
so
other
that would have
one,
been a fail barely.
Yeah.
So yeah, so that time.
Oh, you mean
made the
the
difference.
advantage one?
Yeah, the second one.
That one was like 57, I think.
Okay, yeah, equally a fail.
Yeah.
Okay.
Man, I will say, someone has like, you rolled a 3, someone rolled a 6, and then you rolled a 7, and we're never gonna get that low again when I try to do divine intervention.
I will
Never gonna
also
be-
say, Oh, go ahead. Go ahead.
I don't know, man. Like
Yeah, that's true.
T100s.
If Megan has any say in the
If I can share my luck with you, I had 3 successful divine
Well,
interventions,
if
and
you
I was
could-
like, I rolled a 3, and I was like, shit, I'm the wrong class.
I will also say for my rolling, and I think that I don't know if I can call this a favorite moment, but I think that I appreciated how it rolled out because the way that you were able to get to him is cool. We'll see if that pays off because there's no telling what's going to happen next. But he, and this just seems to be my curse in this whole campaign, rolled so fucking bad for the entire start of that encounter. The first 2 rolls I made for him were a natural 1 on a stealth check on the knock so that Eclipse heard the shuffle so you knew someone was in there. And the second one was a natural 1 on a dex check against Brightwing to see whether she got off her detect magic before he cast greater invisibility. And so that was too slow, so she also knew there was a illusion magic cast.
Time out, guys. Time out. It's
I mean,
greater
you know
invisibility.
that's the case. He teleported
I mean, it could have
out
been
onto the
regular
street.
invisibility though.
Yeah.
No, I mean,
Yeah.
how unless he has an item that plops him out in the middle of the
true.
street.
Yeah.
Dimension door.
No,
That's a
or
spell.
anything like
No,
that.
it's a spell.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
what I'm
but it's not
saying. It would
concentration.
kill
But
normal,
it breaks
but it
invisibility.
kills normal invisibility if you cast
Yeah.
any spell.
It has to be.
So to
Oh,
break
yeah,
his
yeah, yeah, yeah,
invisibility,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
we have
Gotcha.
to beat his face
What
in.
level is greater invisibility?
Greatly.
Fourth.
Fourth.
So 7th level. So what
Minimum.
we knew already.
Yeah.
7th level minimum.
And he also rolled a 3, I believe, naturally on the stealth check to open the curtain.
Mm-hmm.
So, Edwin, even though you rolled like an 11, I think it was, you saw that.
Yeah.
It was just a hot fucking mess of rolls.
Well,
for
Well,
him.
to be
Doors.
fair,
To be so bad.
he's a.
I was
he's
like,
a
this guy's
student-
not very sneaky.
He's a student wizard. I don't think this is his thing.
It's not his thing, but
He's also
there were
not a
some-
student wizard. He's at least 7th level.
some of those
That's
times he did not have to roll that well to not fail, and he just rolled so bad that he
Yeah.
And he's nervous, you know.
He
Counterpoint.
gets
We're not validating
We're not.
this
Yeah,
bitch.
we're not
Him
throwing him a
cut
bone.
feet.
We're gonna fucking knock him senseless.
No.
And then I will also echo 2 other favorite moments, but just from my perspective. The Nimbus candies. Okay, I don't usually like to show peeks behind the DM curtain. I prefer to keep almost everything away from you guys and even like our lore keeper and stuff. Hi, Cammy, if you're still here. But I will just say, when you guys were like, "Can we get some food?" I immediately had to pull up my chart for Olea, or my notes for Olea, and see what the foods were. And I saw the quail, and so I was like, "Okay, fine. There'll be a food stand here that serves this food," because I try to fit the foods in because I know Brian at least loves it.
Oh, I love it
And
too.
then when you were eating it, I was looking back at it and I was like, "Oh, also these Nimbus candies. Man, I can't just like let those go to waste." And so I just completely out of nowhere just threw out this stupid
Created a
little
Boy Scout.
turtle who was gonna sell you candies.
And you
And
knew
it
we were
turned
gonna buy
out-
all of them.
Be real,
Yes, I
Eclipse's
figured as
family
much.
is the most loyal customers of the Boy Scouts.
Yeah,
So that was
yeah,
no
that checks out.
hesitation.
So that was really fun. And then the other thing it was echoing what Leah said about the discussion with the professor. That was really cool to me because I felt like every person, including her, maybe this is tooting my own horn to a small degree, but every person in the encounter or in the conversation was having like really honest conversation with everybody else, and it could have gone a lot of different ways depending on how you guys talked that out with her. And the way that it went was about as good as it could have gone. I knew that she had that spell and that it was a possibility, but like if Brightwing had not made the connection that she did and it was just Faye and Yosnip's very persuasive but not like endearing conversation, she probably would not have done that. And so that coming in, plus Faye and Yosnip, especially Faye making incredible rolls, and both of you asking probing questions, and Brightwing digging into her like personal, it all was incredibly well played, and I thought that was great.
I also,
We are the 3-headed spear of like talking to people
Mm-hmm.
because like Yasnip asks, like, Brian, you specifically just ask questions that I don't think of. And I that's a lot of fun. I just have the insane numbers, but Brightwing gets like the sympathy vote almost in the best way, and that's probably not the best word for it, but just like the
The
emotional
good
connection.
cop, bad cop thing, kind of.
Yeah,
a
a
little
little bit.
two bad cops.
Yeah.
I will say that I think that it is a one small testament to how that conversation went, as opposed to the Frida conversation, which arguably is a similar vein of sorts, because we had information, we have information, we didn't divulge all of it, but we slowly let more and more come out in a way where Brightwing was there for that one. So I liked seeing the added effect of realizing that it's okay to take it a little bit slower and work things through delicately while
And
still
it-
getting the side of truth.
And you guys gave me the sense that it like you were letting more come out as you learned more about her and like how she saw it, and that she was probably not a bad actor in this situation. So that
Yeah.
was cool.
Well, I didn't want to be like, we think your student killed somebody or wasn't a cop, like, but like, because you just don't want to go out with that. But then it's like, okay, she's opening up a little bit, we can open up a little bit, and then she's opening up a little bit, we can open up a little bit.
Yeah.
But that's a hard balance in real life, let alone in imaginary life.
Yeah.
So.
Alrighty. Good stuff, everybody. Real nice. Okay, that is it. We will see you next time.